What's going on, PC fan? Welcome to another episode of the panel. I got Chilltown, I got Manny, I got Penn and Morris up here today. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk some hoops. We got a good conversation about the greatest big man peak of this generation. That's gonna be a heck of a conversation. I think we'll wait around for Swiper to pull up before we do that to make sure that we do that conversation the proper justice it deserves.
Yes,
But in
sir.
the meantime, we have some players in the summer league that we might be talking about generational peaks one day as well. Let's talk about what we saw last night or yesterday in the summer league. We had a bunch of games, and I'm sure y'all were tapped in. What y'all see yesterday? I know Caleb Wilson played. No Darren Peterson, but that's okay. We still had some good games. What we see last night, fellas?
Well, good morning, fellas. Good to see y'all today. Mars, I'm not particularly impressed with your guy. Is it Stirtz? Stirtz? Is that his name?
Oh damn!
You talking about OKC? Like what's he talking about?
Yeah, that's the guy. Bennett, is that his name? I want to make the
Bennett
kid that went to
Stirtz,
Iowa. Yeah,
Bennett Stirtz. That's Penn's guy, by the way. I just like him, but that's
okay.
Penn's guy.
Yeah, Penn. I meant to say.
I was
Penn,
like, I almost got away with it. Wow.
Yeah, Penn.
That's Penn's guy.
I'm not particularly impressed with your guy. And again, I don't take a lot of stock in summer league, as you guys know. I really don't. But I do look for certain things. I look for feel. I look for court awareness. I look for things like that. I look for, how you process defenses. I look for, open shots, how you are able to knock down open shots, how you're able to get open. And as good of a three-point shooter as he was in college, it doesn't look like it's translating in the league. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to translate when the games start. But as of right now, I don't like his shot selection. I think a lot of the shots that he take are untimely. I think a lot of the stuff that looks like it's getting rushed with him. He does take care of the basketball, but I think he could do a better job in taking care of the basketball. Other than that, I'm not like out on him. I'm just not overly impressed with him. Like when you first brought him up to me, I was really like trying to pay attention to, what this guy could be. And from what I'm seeing right now, my skirt is not getting blown up. No, it's not.
That's
the
a
craziest way I've ever heard. I'm not impressed.
That's a Marilyn Monroe reference. Was that it? Okay,
It's actually
cool.
true. It's actually true lies. Like none of this evidence is blowing my skirt up.
Okay. Does it help my case at all that Bennett Stirtz did not play yesterday?
Or
are you just talking like generally summer league?
General summer league, because again, yesterday was
he didn't play yesterday.
So Monday.
They played Golden State.
I'm talking about the Hawks Oklahoma City game. That's the game that I'm talking about.
Oh, that was a while ago, maybe.
That was
4 days ago, maybe.
Yeah,
4 days ago, maybe.
Yeah, that was Monday. That was like a week ago. And like I said, I'm not overly impressed with him from that standpoint, but I think that will be better. I do.
Chill, kind of to your point too about summer league. I for sure feel the same way. Like it's hard for me to get wild in summer league. Like I can see some great plays. I can see some people having some crazy dunks, even 30, 40-point games. I could see that, and I could still feel like I don't even know if this guy's going to pan out. Just because anybody who's played hoops on any sort of competitive level understands it's levels to it. Like you could be the man in college and you're not the man in the G League. You could be the man in the G League and you ain't going to be the man in the NBA. So I kind of look at summer league that same way in a sense where, okay, there is a lot of potential of guys out here on the floor, but also like some of these guys been playing in the summer league like 3-4 years in a row, but they just in the G League and they still ain't got the shot in the NBA. So I go back and forth, and I'm kind of unimpressed until I see it happen, at least in the regular season.
Yeah,
I think summer league is a lot more improvisational. There's not as much scheme. There's not as much scouting. It's also experimental, right? You're asking guys to maybe do things that they can't do just to see how badly they do it, right? And with Ben, one of the things that I liked about Ben is one of the things I also liked about a lot of guys in this draft, Alan Graves, Baba Miller, is they're amplifiers of the talent that exists around them, right? Bennett Stirtz coming off of Like Bennett Stirtz was not drafted to be a superstar. That's not why I liked him at all. I don't think he's a superstar. Bennett Stirtz was drafted so you couldn't double Shea. Bennett Stirtz was drafted so that Shea would get the ball in the perfect spot on his pockets, and that Isaiah Hartenstein would get perfect pocket passes. Like, he doesn't have that level of talent around him right now. So it's just it just kind of comes down to like summer league is gonna be very beneficial to guys who are just naturally athletic, explosive. Yeah, those types of guys.
Right.
So Caleb
That's what
Wilson.
we were talking about with
Caleb.
Utah. With that's what we were talking about with Utah, like when Darren Peterson was throwing a lot of turnovers and stuff, and we were like, yeah, it's not going to be like that when he has a lot more talent around him. My question first is like, when the regular season comes, is Stirtz going to be on the floor?
I mean, sure, maybe. Like at some point, I'm sure they're expecting it. They didn't draft a 22, soon to be 23-year-old to develop him for 4 years. So within a year or two, expect him to be there. I trust OKC scouting. Like I would say this, like when you screw up on a draft pick, it's usually the younger guys. You're probably not going to screw up the scouting as one of the best scouting departments on a guy who's played 5 years of collegiate basketball.
Right.
It's very difficult to mess that up. So
I feel like it's tough though because the team is already so good. Like it's hard to weave in some minutes for guys when you playing competitive basketball every night, and the team is already stacked. You got guys who 9th, 10th on the roster who are already really good, but just don't see the floor. So I feel like that sometimes becomes an issue when we don't see certain guys develop and they go to these really good teams, but they don't pan out.
Yeah, I don't know. The summer league, I asked in one of the group chats yesterday, like if people were watching, if people were enjoying the summer league. And some games you can watch where it's decent. They have, like you said, more of the high-end talent, or you can watch like a marquee matchup or a certain guy that you really, really want to watch. Other than that, there's been some tough ones, and it's like this every summer. And to me, it's just like if we're gonna play this style of basketball, I need to have some elite talent.
I just think it still would be a better space for a lot of these guys who are still improving to work on stuff that they wouldn't normally work on, like in a pickup game. Like, sure, Penn, I can appreciate the logic that it's not as organized, but it's probably going to be as organized as it can possibly be in the summertime. Like, we actually got some legit run, as opposed to if I'm playing in a pickup game and, Rico Hines at UCLA, or I'm playing in Houston in a pickup game. Like, this is actual refereeing and sets being ran. That's why I have a difficult time with a lot of these guys who aren't playing in the summer league, because I feel like you could get reps and work on some of the stuff that you wouldn't normally work on if you were in a summer league, in a pickup game, because you basically would just be watching guys clear out or guys going one-on-one and stuff like that. So the kid Bennett, I keep getting his name wrong. It's Stirtz. Stirtz, sure. Because I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is Oklahoma City. They do have one of those good problems because they got a bevy of talent. But I mean, like, what are they doing with Topich? What are they doing with this kid Stirtz?
Mention them.
That's what I mean. What are they doing with Sorber?
Sure, you have a very I think fan-centric view on this, whereas I don't think OKC cares about the fans in this situation. They don't care about give the fans like a peek on what Bennett Stirtz is going to do for them, because they don't have a Shea and they don't have a Jalen Williams to play him with right now.
Right.
So I think there's actually some advantages to making prospects do things that are uncomfortable, because nothing humbles you like failure. And
Correct.
You don't necessarily want, like, look, this right here, summer league's going to end in a week. From that week that it ends till training camp, we don't really have organized basketball for these guys. I mean, they're going to play their pickup runs, they're going to play in pro-ams, they're going to do whatever, but you want those next 3 months. Those are the foundational months to me, to prepare a rookie for their rookie season. That's where I need you to know that you are not that good. I need you to know that you got a lot of work to do. I need you to be, I need you to shoot 2 for 20, because I asked you to only do 1-step pull-ups. I need you to understand that you're going to be, destroyed in the league because I asked you to pick up their best defender, even their best offensive player, even though in OKC I got Lou Dort for that.
Right.
I got Kaysen for that. But I'm asking you right here, go guard the best defender because
so you asking him to get his ass kicked because it humbles him and he recognizes that he's got a lot to work on.
I've never coached. In, the fair warning. I have never coached. But if I did coach, I would 100% do that. In fact, there was a tradition in my high school where every single time, we had a new grade 9 team come in, the first exhibit that they did was they faced the grade 12s.
Right.
And they got destroyed. And I got destroyed. And then when I was in grade 12, we destroyed them. It's a humbling experience to get your ass whooped like that.
Well, wouldn't that same logic be used for what I just got finished talking about? Because I feel like, if this, like Amen Thompson is a prime example. And I know that Amen Thompson is still in his rook deal. And you guys know how I feel about the upside of him.
Oh, he's extension eligible.
Yes, he is extension eligible. And maybe that just torpedoes the point that I was going to make. So forget that I just said that because
with him being extensive, he might be waiting too.
Yeah, well, with him being extension eligible, then it doesn't make any sense for him to play in the summer league because then I could risk something happening and then
but he's too far beyond the summer league though.
Did you say Amen Thompson?
Yeah, if he goes to the summer league, he's gonna look like Mike.
See,
he
would score 50 points a game.
That's one of the guys.
And
that's
you know what? I'm good with that.
So
why?
There's no reason for him to be in the summer league at all.
He gonna look like Mike if he goes to the summer league.
That's just a waste.
To be honest with you, I think that it would give him the reason why. To your point, like I'm glad you said that though, Manny, because if he looks like that, then I feel like that would give him the confidence to be more of that.
Chill.
Right?
But chill. Even if you build his confidence
on a situation, he agreed to only shoot jump shots.
That's what I'm talking about, Mars. Yeah. That's it.
Then he's not.
That's not you. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Like two things. No, if he only shoots jump shots, he's not going to get 50. Right.
Sure.
Right.
Depending on how many he shoot.
But he's going to have to shoot at least 50.
Chill.
At least 50, and he's still not going to get 50. But because your shot just doesn't get better because you go play in the summer league. Like you have to work on that shot. But chill. If let's say for instance, if he did go to the summer league, and like Mandy said, let's say if he did get 50, that confidence boost isn't going to do anything for him when he goes back to the NBA.
No,
because no way.
Man.
It's not. He's not missing jump shots because he has a lack of confidence. He's missing jump shots because he has a broke ass jump shot. He needs to go work on his jumper.
There's plenty of guys.
I wouldn't be confident in my jump shot if I shot it like that either.
And we're better to work on that.
I think he goes hand in hand. So then
imagine he goes to summer league and he's breaking that shit in summer league.
Confidence. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, but imagine he goes summer league and he's breaking it in summer league. Then what? His confidence is broken now.
Because I'm Amen Thompson.
What if he went to Drake Powell when he's 1 for 28 and it's like,
that's exactly what I was finna go to.
He just need to get in the lab and work on that.
It goes both ways because I feel like Amen don't really have a confidence issue. Whereas like I see his twin Asar, I feel like he has the confidence issue where it's like he's not as confident shooting the ball.
So Asar should play summer league.
Yeah, well, I still don't think he should play either. But in terms of the confidence booster, I feel like it goes both ways because regardless of you want this guy to go in summer league, I need you to shoot a jump shot every time you up and down the floor. If he goes 1 for 30. That's doing damage to his jump shot. Now he going back to play on that elite level with the other pros, and now he even more scared to take a jump shot. Now he's like, oh, shit, I'm passing immediately.
Man, just get on the shooting gun. Just get on the shooting gun. To be honest with you,
man. See, that's the thing that where the divide is with me, Manny, is I'm thinking about that being a glass half empty mentality. So, for example, Penn, who's this guy that plays on the Toronto Summer League? Seth Lundy, is that his name?
Seth Lundy.
Lundy.
Shout out to the game-saving block.
I caught a glimpse of him. Now, he may not play with the Toronto Raptors this year. He may play in the G League. He may play overseas. But I can tell you one thing. Playing in the Summer League and getting those reps in the Summer League, I feel like that boosts his confidence. That, you know what? I am getting better.
Why he's in the Summer League?
Because there's things that he needs to work on because he's not that good.
No. He's in the summer league because one, he was never ever in his life as good as Amen Thompson or Cooper Flagg or Dylan Harper or any of the other guys who are skipping summer league. Number two, he's coming off of 3 years of not really playing because he's been injured. He was waived by the Clippers, waived by the Atlanta Hawks. Chill, you want to venture a guess what the man averaged the last time he played a full G League season? He averaged 23 points per game for the College Park Skyhawks, the G League affiliate.
Sure.
So he has proven he is a professional scorer. But do you want to venture a guess what he shot at the NBA level? Because I'm pretty sure it's below 35%.
Is the point
in the 9 games he played? Granted, he didn't play a lot,
which I think is fair. So it sounds like your point is that his confidence isn't.
His confidence is not the issue. He's never met a pass. Yeah, he's never met a shot.
How do these guys? I think the divide with me is I'm thinking about being confident in the things that I'm not good at, and I'm going to get an opportunity to be confident or get an opportunity to improve.
Is it fair to say that?
So Amin Thompson, don't get me wrong. I'm really quickly, Penn. Amin Thompson is better than everybody in the summer league. I'm not going to argue that point. I think he is. And to your point, Ox, maybe he doesn't.
I don't know about everybody, Chill. I mean, because
CMB should be on our roster.
Darren Peterson, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa.
Yeah,
we ain't seen him in the league though. We ain't seen him.
I know we haven't seen him in the league. I understand that.
I mean, I hadn't seen Wemby in the league. I knew he was better than some people.
Yeah, Cooper Flag was better than him before he played in the summer league too. So it's just like there's certain players that you don't have to see playing.
I'm open to the arguments for it for sure.
I
Darren Peterson is better than Amin Thompson today.
I don't know, man.
Yesterday and the day before.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like if they played ones, you think you would
like
him?
if they just played in the basketball.
You just think he's a better basketball player than Amin Thompson?
He's a more complete basketball player. I'll give you that.
I don't know, man.
I just feel like I feel like this is the time for guys who even are on NBA rosters, even if it doesn't behoove me to do that. I feel like that would be a good place for me to work on my game, even if I only played one game. Even if I only played one game, I think it would be beneficial for me to just go in there and get some shots up, to feel good about my jump shot, and then carry that over to other stuff when I'm in the summertime.
I think Ox was almost alone on this topic, like defending against this the last time this conversation came up, I think last week. Yep. And I was screaming in the chat, like, they still play. Like, just because a player is not playing in the summer league game doesn't mean they're not practicing with the team in the summer league. Like, there's young players that played for the Toronto Raptors last year in the playoffs that are currently practicing against this very squad. Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard was in the gym yesterday practicing with the Raptors, by the way. So, So, my point is, it doesn't mean that Jacoby Walter needs to play summer league. First of all, this allows the team to look at players they're not sure about. It's an exhibit. I think maybe sometimes we get too obsessed with what we can see, and we forget that this shit is like an iceberg. You don't see the training sessions. You don't see the coaching meetings. You don't see the film sessions. You don't see the 3-on-3s. You don't see the play groups. You don't see the scrimmages. I'm not getting anything by watching Jacoby Walter go out and score 20 points per game. I might get something at the end of my bench if Seth Lundy has made a full recovery. But if Jacoby's on the court and Seth is on the court, Jacoby gets those shots. I don't get to see Seth in a featured role. If like right now we had to make this Raptors specific because I know this team so well. Colin Murray-Bowles was supposed to play the Raptors Summer League. Okay, he's on the roster. He got hurt.
Right.
We were going to try him more as an on-ball guy. That was a role that he had at South Carolina.
Sure.
Yeah, we wanted to run him a point forward to see if he could do it in spurts because he's going to be coming off the bench, and we don't have a lot of creation off the bench. Unfortunately, because he's not playing, we've now shifted Alan Graves into that role, a role he hasn't had since grade 9 when he was grade 8 when he was a 5'7" point guard. Right. So we haven't seen on-ball Alan Graves. We've like at Santa Clara, we saw catch and shoot, pick and pop Alan Graves, roll to the basket Alan Graves. It's very interesting. Wow, we've seen something we wouldn't have seen if Colin Murray-Bowles had played. Should Colin Murray-Bowles have played so we could see him in a role like that? Sure. But now that he's not playing, get to see somebody else do it. Point is, there's only one basketball.
He doesn't need to play in the summer league either.
Honestly, Colin Murray-Bowles is way too good for summer league too. I agree.
I don't understand. It seems like sometimes you don't accept that some players are just much better than other players, and they always will be. Like, there's some players that it doesn't matter your confidence level. It doesn't matter if you stay in the gym, if you lock yourself in the gym for 3 weeks, you will never be as good as this guy right here.
That's
and
a fact.
those guys that are just at another level, they can't be touched. Like they're just unfuckwittable. Like you can't.
I don't know if I'm
can't
arguing
touch
that
me.
word.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Chill. It's just some guys are just.
Now I think where the divide is with you and I, Ox, is I think that you're looking at it like Amen Thompson, for example. I bring up Amen Thompson, like he's on that level. No, I'm thinking about it for one, getting some reps, two, being able to work on something, like I said, even if it's only for a little while, working on something that I'm not good at. And to your point, Moss, if I just came out here and I just shot pull-up jump shots, that's what I'm doing today.
What do I got a trainer for, Chill? What do I got pro-ams for? What do I got 3-on-3s for? Why do I need to take an opportunity from somebody who's trying to fight in the league or a rookie that my team is trying to feature?
This ain't the place for that. This ain't a time and place
because I can get even. Okay, let me put it this way. First of all, you call him in Thompson and say, I want you to play in the summer league. You know what his response is going to be? Trade me right now. Because I don't even want to fucking be here. Why? Or he's refusing.
I
to
think
play.
he'd ask why. I don't think.
Do you know Isaiah Joe? I mean,
are you sure? And then maybe
Mark Dagnall just shared the story yesterday at Isaiah Joe's at golf tournament in Oklahoma, where he said when Isaiah was waived, he was waived. Okay, nowhere near at that point the player that Ben Thompson is. He was waived, Chill. And the OKC Thunder picked him up off waivers after preseason and training camp, and they wanted to see him play. Mark Dagnall was like, "Hey, Sam Presti, I'm gonna tell Isaiah Joe to go play in G League scrimmage, not G League game, G League scrimmage. I just want to go." And he goes up to Isaiah Joe and he says, "Yeah, I want you to play in the G League scrimmage." And he says, "Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm an NBA player. I'm not playing in the G League." And then Mark's like, well, is this guy crazy or is he right? And so what happens?
Two things could be true.
Yeah. So he waits and he says, look, I don't care how long it takes. I will wait my turn in the NBA, but I'm not a G League player. 4 games later, OKC is down 16 points against the Dallas Mavericks. They pull the starters. They put in Isaiah Joe. He scores a crazy number of points. Somehow in 4 minutes, the game gets tied, goes to overtime, and he scores 14 points in overtime. And that's when Mark Dagnall was like, oh, he's really not a G League player. I think there's a pride element to this where it's just like,
for sure,
what are you trying to figure out here? And let me tell you this, even if Amen Thompson scores 30 points, I feel like it doesn't mean shit because it's not going to happen at the NBA level. The separation is so different. You can get this jump shot off against that defender. You're not getting that jump shot off against OG Anunoby.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like, to your point, there's a different level when the season starts. There's a different level when these guys actually run into OG Anunoby and Asor Thompson and guys of that caliber.
Right.
I definitely can get with that point, but I'm thinking about what from year to year. Yes, Amen Thompson's numbers in terms of his scoring has gone up every year. With that being said, him improving, like he has not improved as a consistent jump shooter. Now, to Mars's point, maybe he may never be that, right? Maybe he may never be a consistent 16 to 18-foot jump shooter. Maybe he may never be that, but maybe he will. And if I can get some reps in a place like this, at any space that I can get some shots up, I think that would be great. But if I'm to your point, Ox, if I'm just too good for this, I'm just a little bit different. I'm a little bit different. I've always felt like as a baller, however I could get better, I'm going to get better. And yes, there have been times that you play against competition that's beneath you. Yes, that's definitely happened. And it also can improve my game too. It can.
Right. It's just a time and place for everything. Like there's a time and place to go do that, and there's other runs for that in the summer. I just don't think the summer league is a place for 4th, 5th year guys to go work on their game. I think you do that with your trainers, you do that with your team, you do that in the practice facility, you do that other places. And if you just want to get a quick run in, just to get up and down the court, you go to some of the closed sessions. You go to Rico Hines. You go to places like that. I just don't think the summer league is the place for that. It's a time and place for everything. And also another point that we had spoke about last week was there are guys who really, really need these looks. You know, there's a lot of scouts, agents, other teams, general managers, front offices in those buildings and not just from the NBA, from leagues all around the world, not just the Euro League, other leagues in Europe, Asia, Australia, South America. You know, these guys are trying to they're fighting for their lives, you know, and the Thompson should not get in the way of that. He doesn't need to run anyway. But before we do get into a topic that I'm really, really curious about, really, really interested in, you know, about the greatest big man peak of this generation, I do want to know from everybody, like, who's mostly impressed you guys so far in the summer league, from just players. It could be, you know, teams. It could be JJ Barea being a heck of a coach we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever has impressed you the most this year.
Can I give you some names?
Let's speak about that.
Can I give you some names? Will Riley from Washington. It's been really cool. Chris Sinak. I've loved, you know, some of his process. Baba Miller, as I said, shout outs to Baba Miller, my guy. Kaman Malawach, having a cool run here. Braden Burries has been really cool. And Malik Thomas. These are some guys that have stuck out. And obviously I gotta give a shout out to my guy Alan Graves with the hands. Guy gets to steal every time he touches. He breathes. He breathes and he steals the ball.
The kid from Atlanta. The kid from Atlanta, Visar. I like him.
Stole him. They stole him.
I do like him. The kid from Philly, Philon, is that his name?
Baron Philon.
Philon. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. Yeah, Philon. He actually looks really good. The one guy, I mean, I do need to see from a day some more finishing around the rim, but he's impressed me with just his size and his know-how of being
Mara.
Around the rim. Yeah, Mara. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you don't like him, and that's fine that you don't like him.
Oh my god, what?
He has been great. Chill. There is a center. There is a center that's flown right under the radar. His name is Nikola Biddleovich. His name's really Nate Biddle, but you know he made some passes yesterday that really blew me away. Chill. There was this beautiful play. I'm gonna dry it out for you. So you got a 6'9" power forward in the post, demanding the ball from a 7-footer on the wing. Okay, this is modern basketball. This is crazy. He's got a small on him, so we're trying to feed him the ball. This is traditional 90s basketball, the way we grew up. As the corner defender on the opposite corner starts to cheat towards the man in the post, thinking I'm going to help my vertically challenged, height challenged teammate out, there is a Seth Lundy open on the opposite sideline. Mr. Nate Biddleovich decides to throw a perfect skip pass across the court, lands right into Seth Lundy's pocket, manipulated the defense. I was just like, oh, damn. It's one thing to make automatics on cutters and thread the needle. It's another thing to have that kind of wherewithal to actually manipulate the defense. I feel like people don't have a great appreciation for these deeper roster guys, guys who went undrafted. Do y'all realize Nate Biddle was a 5-star recruit, a McDonald's All-American? Like, y'all realize he dominated college basketball? And like the way I hear people talking about him, like he's a scrub, like he's nobody. I'm like, bro, my greatest goal in life is to make a reality TV show where these guys that people talk shit about on the internet get to whoop ass for like 100 to zip. Just like you versus Nate Biddle, boom, 100 zip. Damn,
I'm so glad you brought that up, Penn, because I was talking about him last summer, and you guys kind of squinted at me, and I'm watching him again in the summer league. He doesn't score a ton of points, but he does the stuff necessary in order to win games. It's Enrique Freeman. I fucking love this kid. I do. I love this kid. I loved him when he was coming out of Akron. I loved him in Indiana. I loved him in the G League. He does the stuff necessary, to your point, the other side of the rotation, like that 8th, 9th guy that comes in 15 minutes. He'll give you extra possessions. He'll do the dirty work stuff. Like I wish that there was a group in the league that would be patient enough to develop him and turn him into the pro necessary in order to help groups. Because I think he's good. I do. I think he could really help some teams.
There's been some guys. So Bruce Thornton's been awesome for the Houston Rockets. I mean, he's pesky. He's a dog. You can tell he's going to stick. Adu Thero, you know, just the athleticism is really sticking out in a really major way. And I saw that at college, but like it's really cool, man. Like to watch these guys for 2-3 years go through college, develop their game, and then now watch them in summer league and doing some new stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malik Thomas. All of the Arkansas boys that got drafted high. I think they've all shown highlights. I think A-Cup obviously is going to take some time, but Malik Thomas had 35 points the other night, and I thought
let it be known when Darius A-Cup is not your teammate, you will go off.
Anyway, Malik was really good at Arkansas, by the way, but yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about, obviously. Anyway, hush up, Penn. Stay in your zone. Malik Thomas was really good.
I am in my zone. I'm talking draft. You stay in your zone.
And then I'm more right than you on this draft. You didn't know who Takeaway was. Shout out to me. Some of this is like, I think Malik will continue.
I see you lost the red hat. And you swapped it for a blue hat.
I'll put it back on just for you because I know that's your issue. Malik Thomas was.
Come on, fellas. Let's get along today, fellas.
No, we're having a great day. No, it's pure.
No, I woke up and chose violence.
Be a roast session in a minute.
But the FBI agent, are you going to have a better day today? That's what I'm asking. You know who I'm talking to, by the way. So I think some of this is what
Who's
Malik.
the FBI agent?
Oh,
this guy.
He's talking to us.
Enemies of progress. You
My
missed the whole
FBI
episode
agent?
yesterday.
Yo, Kawhi's a Raptor again. This allegiance is back.
Kawhi is going to jail.
You mess with us. You messing with me.
Hey, you see, I'm chill. I was talking Malik Thomas, and then he's, now we're veering off. Anyway, I think he's going to be a starting guard.
No, wait. Stop. See, Chill, you see what he does? This all talking about yesterday. You see what he does?
No, that's not.
FBI agency. He
made a comment about A-Cup.
and then says, and then see this, and then once he's getting exposed,
no, it's not exposed.
Over.
It's just this is not.
Yo, Swiper, do it with me.
No, you're right. Both of you.
But wait,
shake it a little bit.
You're correct.
See, Penn, I just want to give you a little backstory. Penn. I gotta speak quick because as soon as it starts to come out, Swiper's gonna lose his shit.
I just want to talk about Malik
finish.
Thomas.
See, look. Oh, okay. We will talk about Malik Thomas in 1 second. 1 second. See, Penn, Swiper is upset that a young black brother is getting $16 million a year from a team.
Oh no!
And he wants him. He wants him to get $3 million in Denver instead.
I didn't want that actually.
And I'm the enemy of progress.
I never asked for Gary Trent one time.
Okay, keep going. Swipe it back to Malik.
Yeah, hush up. Anyway, L host.
I'm just gonna pretend that I don't think what I think.
I don't want to host Swiper. You could do it for sure. I really don't want to.
You know, the question you need to ask is if his name was Gary Trent.
We're gonna reel it back in. We got a media member kind of in Penn that covers the Raptors who can have some maturity today. We got a business leader. Bro, business leader. I don't know if I'm making this. You are, but business leader here in Ox as a millionaire, and then you got me, just little old me. Okay? I just want to have my own little corner. But I'm saying that Malik, I think, will be a starting guard in the league. He's going to be a rotation guard early. He's very good. He's very mature. But I think to his point, which is Penn, yes, he was the second fiddle to A-Cuff through and through.
Do you see his numbers when he didn't play with A-Cuff?
No, he's good. He's a really good player.
That's why he should have been drafted. That's why I had a first round grade.
Well, what was he? 30?
Yeah, around there. Yeah,
33, something like that. He's a first round pick. He's a first round pick in the draft. If this point guard draft wasn't as heavy as it is, he would have been a first round pick.
He should have been in that conversation.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
And Chris Senac should have been in that conversation too. People are saying,
Chris Bell, he was projected to go first round.
Well, people are stupid because, I'm sorry. Chris Senac was seen as a non-shot blocker. And then he measured out with a 7'5" wingspan, and then he explained to people why he didn't block shots in college. Very clearly. Said, that's not my role. I have a rim protector. I was told to board. He is a very simple basketball player. Does whatever you tell him to do. So I don't understand why Chris is a lottery talent. I was saying it. I would take him over Nate Ahmet and Kareem Lopez, and he fell below both of them. The Celtics win this draft again.
Yeah. No, I said the same thing. I think with Hugo Gonzalez, Senac, especially that getting the game-tying three that he made versus the Raptors, was that the first summer league game or whatever that was? Yeah, he's a really good player. But look, I think Malik's going to be really good. I think Brazil's going to be good as well. It's just going to take him a while to get there. All the Arkansas boys were good. Arkansas had a good squad last year. I think all of them are going to be like good NBA players. I think Calipari.
Brazil has been eliminated, Swiper.
Shout out.
I was actually expecting Isaiah Evans to be better when he showed up. Garbage. Trash.
She's a movement shooter.
I mean, he has been. He's been bad. But, I mean, when you're 6'5", 128.
Yeah, he's a Bingham light. He's a Bingham light.
Yeah, like you're gonna struggle. Also, like some of the percentages in summer league, yeah. Like,
Chill. Why is Mike always on your top? Like real talk. Like you were already chill. And Mike's he don't never stand on business. That's what's weird about Mike. He's constantly on chill, but never actually will pop on stream with his face.
Well, he has, and he's gotten served. He has, and he's gotten served plenty of times.
He won't do it anymore because he's
yes.
Penn, what is the word that people used to use in movies when people were the F word and ugly? What was the combination of the word? You remember that? Penn? Yeah, that's what Mike is. That's exactly what Mike is. And so,
but he actually has. He's popped on. He's when I do my live stream on YouTube, he's actually come onto my live stream, served them there. We had the PCL. Served them here. So then he came to he came to what me and Tone do on Wednesday nights. He popped up on that, served them there too. So 0-3 against me. Okay, 0-4 against me. But every time he comes up here, he says stuff like, and if you ever seen him, for you guys that don't know, if you ever seen him in real life, you know them smushy face dogs? That's exactly what he looks like.
He looks like a pug, chill.
No, not the pugs. You know,
not the pug. It's the other one.
The one that the face is squished.
Like a mastiff?
No, not a mastiff.
No. There's smaller
Sharpie. That's the Sharpie. That's what he looks like.
Oh damn!
And so beat him in the PCL. Beat him when he came up to Fluent versus Chill versus everybody. Beat him when he came on my stream. He comes out and what he's looking for.
Mad Max saying he beat you in PCL.
Well,
just wait till game 4, man. Mike gonna spin back. Just wait till
that. But to be fair, Chill, that was Mars. Was that the PCL where Chill was that the Harden? That was
the Harden and Maxi conversation.
Yeah. So Chill, you almost self-lost that one, but like he didn't almost win that one. That was the difference.
Right. Hence the term almost, which means that he still lost. So he got.
And guess what, buddy? You're still a couple inches too short. Mike, so that's what he's saying.
So he lost, and the point that I'm making is that he consistently brings up, he consistently comes up and says stuff like this. I'm your worst nightmare. Like, how is your worst nightmare consistently losing? I'm your worst nightmare actually, because I consistently beat you. You come up here every day, every time you come up here, and I can't even believe that I'm actually giving this kind of attention to you.
And by the way, Chill, hey, let me ask you a question, Chill. Does House of Highlights know who Mike is?
No, they
LeVar,
don't.
Does LeVar Ball know who Mike is?
No, they don't.
The Swiper and Oxen from Penn and them, do they know who Mike is? No, so nobody know who Mike is. The TikTok account, they show no. So Mike just he be around.
We need to spread the wealth here. We can't just be roasting one person while we're roasting the chat.
Wait, no. Every day Mike is on chill. Every day Mike is on chill. It's relentless.
Can we roast Mad Max Sports?
No, Mad Max is great. Mad Max is great. Every day, Mike is on chill every single day. So yeah, you know what? This is your day. You got your moment, man. You got your moment in the sun. Shout out to you. Oh, Mike got banned? Don't ban him. Keep him there.
It's always bad when you're in the chat and then you get like jumped by the panelists because like you can't type as fast as the panel can talk.
Good.
Like, you're in a losing situation.
Well, to be fair, it's hard to win. If you do the ratio of Mars, they have talked about Chill more than he's talked about them from a ratio standpoint.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's just like
as it should be.
And there's somebody else. There's an Italian in the chat that's constantly on one too, but like I'll leave him alone today because I don't feel like getting into
There's
that.
only one Italian in the chat.
There's multiple Italians in the chat. There's multiple.
How
Italians.
you know?
I'm not trying to be slick, but shout out to Chill. Shout out to Penn. Shout out to all the people with great platforms up here. Shout out to Big Ox. Shout out to Mars. A great episode yesterday, Mars, by the way, that you and John D did. That was very good.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed it. I couldn't comment because I was doing stuff, but I typically would leave a little hearts in there and all that kind of stuff.
Why don't you leave hearts on my shit?
I comment in yours, and then people love it, and then they're like, you know what I mean?
You just jump on.
I type in Penn's chat and get ignored, so I just give up.
Penn will put my stuff on the screen sometimes. So I'm like, man,
you're a troll though, Mars. That's why. So like a lot of stuff that you type, like it could be easily be misconstrued as being trolling. You could very well do that. Like, is this really Mars? Is this Mars actually? Is this Mars here? Is this the real Mars? Because it'd be some stuff that would be said like, wait a minute, that ain't Mars. Or is it
times out of 10 is me. 8 times out of 10. No, there's another 2.
I will say I have noticed something that when Mars is around people of different complexions, like a a group of them, he acts a little bit different because now he's not trolling as much. But when he's around,
that's
and Carson and all,
hey, man,
that's
you, Mr. Swiper. Why are you putting?
Mars, you switch up when you get around white people, Mars?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Whoa.
No troll, no troll.
Absolutely.
Look at Mars. Look at Mars.
Man, we definitely gonna get into this conversation.
Not you, man.
There's nothing wrong with code switching, Mars. Don't let anybody ever.
I switch up when I'm around. I
Can't
switch
help
up when
us
I'm around
with you.
Americans. I mean,
Look at real talk.
Don't ever let
Wake it
anybody talk to
Hang
you
on,
like
hang on.
there's something wrong with code switching.
Wait a
You
minute,
have to-
Mars, I will say-
Mars, you have to know where you are.
to some
and when
level
do
of
what you do.
denial or
It's
something.
okay.
Like, hell no.
No, wait a second.
Switching is a
Mars,
normal
do you
thing.
switch up around Americans?
There's nothing
You switch
wrong
up
with
around
that,
white
bro.
Americans because I've seen
White.
on nerd sessions.
I switch up around everyone. I switch up for you guys. I switch up for white Americans. I switch up for English people. I switch up
all the time. He said that earlier.
I'm a social chameleon. I blend into what is needed for the
There's
environment.
nothing wrong with that, Mars.
No, you are not a social chameleon. I'm a chameleon, Mars. You are not. In fact, when you around us, we gotta drag you out to stuff.
That's my code. My code is leave me alone.
There's nothing wrong with that, Mars. Be you, brother. Be you.
My goodness.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
The spirit animal
Which is
is
kind
a
of
tur-
it's
is a
kind of
turtle.
ironic considering Mars.
I
is
also
one of the
switch up when
coolest-
the camera turns on.
Mars is actually one of the coolest guys to hang around too, by the way. Like Mars is really.
I don't
cool
know
to
why
hang
I
around.
don't do anything, but
That's what makes you cool, Mars. The fact that you
Oh,
don't
okay, I
really
get
do
it.
You be
much.
chilling, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mars doesn't really do much.
I'm very different depending on the environment you catch me in. Like
Yes. The fact
like
that,
some
you know,
people
so
like to be
cool.
their authentic selves on camera. I've made no secret to the fact that I'm not. I'm a very different person. I just,
Are you more what you are and when you're around us in person? Is that what you're
Yes.
normally like?
No.
probably not.
No. Mm-mm.
But yeah, I'm fake. Like I don't. This is why I say I don't know why people like me. You don't even know.
Well,
me.
Manny,
Like,
see,
I'm
be
a
clear
fake
about
person.
Mars. Be clear about one thing with Mars. Mars is a self-admitted bad person. So he.
But
will
why?
tell you that's
I don't
fair.
want to put. I don't want to second that with Mars because I don't want Mars to believe that. Number one. Number two.
He does.
But maybe he believes he is, but he will not. He doesn't have to be that way. But maybe
Well, I
he
think
said.
I think what I've said to make it correct. I don't think I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a good one, but that doesn't mean I'm bad. I just know I'm not a good person.
Mars is
I don't pretend. I don't
somewhere.
pretend to be
The
a
worst thing Mars does. The worst thing Mars does, and Mars knows this, which is why he's no longer doing it, is that he can sometimes troll about too serious of issues, and then it turns into a whole spat for a couple days. But then it ends. It's over. But Mars hasn't done that in a long time. That was that period of Mars' life is over.
Some
No,
issues
no,
aren't
no,
issues
since
to
I got- yeah,
everybody
no,
though.
since I
You know what I'm
got
saying?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I know, but like it's just I don't want to bring that back up, but yeah,
I know,
mean,
but
you're right.
I'm just saying,
You're
though,
right.
like
You're right,
some
Ox.
things aren't issues to everybody. Sometimes it's like, relax, you know, because everybody wants everything to affect them. You know,
And I
it's
think
like if
too-
I'm, it's crazy to me how I could be sitting here doing something, and something over there really is not affecting my life at all.
On any
But I
level,
just-
Ox?
but not in no way, no shape,
Like
no
what, Ox?
form,
Like what?
nothing.
This is going to tie back
Nothing.
into Gary
Like,
Trent
just
Jr.
certain
somehow,
things.
right?
Certain
Like
things.
Wemby's
No,
contract?
not at all. Any well, that was just dumb. I couldn't believe that, Mars. The whole episode yesterday, that was just ridiculous. But
Oh yeah, you see what they called
certain
you
things-
in the comment section?
As you were saying,
They called you Ox Whitlock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
okay. Like that's fine. I don't
don't
care.
think
You know
that-
what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like,
That's
like
crazy.
that doesn't matter to me
that's
because people don't listen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are afraid of people with money, and it's weird. But anyways,
As you were
anyways,
saying, Ox.
Is that why people are afraid of you?
so no, I'm broke as a joke. But
Because
look-
he's got children, not because he ain't got bread, because he's got
No,
other
no,
people
no,
to
no,
take
no,
care
no.
of. That's
I'm
why.
a
But anyway,
bum.
as you were saying,
I'm a
Ox,
bum. I have no money, no bread,
familiar
nothing.
with
I don't know.
you.
I need to.
But-
I'm familiar with
I need-
the
Hey,
name.
no, let me say this.
Well,
chat.
wait.
Hold on, Ox. I just want to say this. Chill.
sir.
I was behind on a car payment last month. Ox sent me $600. That's all I'm saying. That's
That
all I'm
never
saying.
happened. That
That's
never
all I'm
happened.
saying. I just want to
I've never had.
Wait, Ox, hold on. Let me finish this. My car payment isn't even my car payment wasn't even $200. He sent me triple what I needed. I just want y'all to know that.
In
That's how good
fact,
of a man Ox is. That's how good of a man Ox is.
I've never actually had $600 at once before in my life, so that's why I know that's a lie. But
terrible with bread.
but look, what I'm saying is like
That's not true.
I'm not saying that you should like make fun of things or degrade things and, do stuff like that. Like, you don't got to be a prick about it, right? But we don't always have to pretend like everything is affecting us. Like,
what if everything does affect us?
but it doesn't. It does for some people. But like, I'm not gonna be posting everything on my. Real quick though, I'm not gonna be up here posting everything on my social media. Like, pray for this, pray for that. Like,
okay,
but fuck out of here. I'm not even worried about that right now. Like, I got real life shit going on.
Fake rage and fake sympathy, man.
Fake sympathy.
I'm not sitting
at this point.
I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you.
So corny.
Not one prayer. Not one prayer. You talking about I'm gonna pray for? I'm gonna make sure.
But hold on. But wait. That's y'all in y'all's faith. If I said I'm gonna pray for you, I'm 100% going to talk to the Lord about your concern. And everybody. And matter of fact, Ox, I hope y'all pray for me. Pin.
Right. You don't want every. See, that's one thing.
No, I said you.
Okay, yeah. But look. I understand what you're saying, Swipe. But I just want to make this very clear.
I pray for you every day.
This is something my grandfather taught me a long time ago. Stop asking everybody to pray for you because there are people out there that you don't want praying for you.
Exactly.
You're gonna pray about.
You know what I'm saying? No, even if they're not like wishing on your downfall, some people are not worthy of you know what I'm saying, of that. Like some people are, you just don't want everybody's prayers is all I'm trying to say.
I mean, yeah, if they talking to Baal, they talking to Baal, then yeah, sure. I don't want them. I don't care
who you praying for. If you in the church house on Sunday, but if you in the church house on Sunday, but you ain't living right Monday through Saturday, keep your prayers to yourself. Keep your prayers to yourself.
Go ahead, Chill.
If you outside shaking ass Friday, Thursday, and Saturday, don't pray for me on Sunday.
Pray.
Keep them shits to yourself.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Don't stop.
Pray for Swiper. Don't pray for me.
Look, y'all, hold on, y'all. If you need to make a living in the world and you found the best way for you to do that right now,
I'm not talking about making a living.
I know. But if you twerking a little skin, you shaking a little skin, right? Don't stop doing the good thing because
that's not what I said. Though.
Keep going to church. Matter of fact, keep going to church. Chill. Keep getting involved. Keep coming to the room. Come to the altar.
Absolutely. But do that. But don't pray for Ox.
Those are the best prayers. People that are struggling. You ain't never been the best prayer. You ain't never been in that place, Ox, where you struggling. You are, Lord, I know I'm not living right, but I need to get out of this place. I just been there many a times.
Yeah, and yes. I mean, see, Swiper, why are you doing this? This same shit you do all the time, bro. I'm not saying that if you're not living right to not seek Jesus, to not go to the church house or whatever religion that you seek, whatever that may be. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying don't pray for me. That's what I'm saying.
You got your
Those are two different things.
I think anyone who's been around me long enough has heard me vent about my stepdad at some point or another. I think even some of the member streams, I've brought him up, in particularly horrifying fashion. And 4 or 5 years ago, I forgave everybody in my whole life, but I couldn't forgive him. For whatever reason, this is the one man I could not forgive, Cho.
Yeah.
I have prayed on this man's downfall. I have imagined meeting to him and honestly wanting to beat him with a bat. Do you know, I realized, I Googled him a couple of days ago. Do you know he died 2.5 years ago and I didn't even know about it?
Yeah.
So I'm saying if you're praying on someone's downfall, you're wasting your time. That's what I'm trying to say. You're probably wasting your time.
Glass half full, you know what I'm saying?
Or it came true.
By the way,
you killed him.
By the way, this all started because I wanted to talk about Malik Thomas.
No, because you derailed shit.
And then Darius A. Cup got brought up.
Swiper is a sleeper cell.
Well, since Manny, we were talking about killing people. Like, what do you think about the kid from Corey? Is that his name?
Yeah, Corey. Man, I like his game. Thank you for bringing it back to basketball.
I actually do like his game. I mean, he might be a little erratic for me. He might be a little bit erratic for me, and like he might take some untimely shots. But you know what? I do like his pace.
That's the better word for it. It's the pace, man. I like the way he sees the offense and picks his spots.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's a lot to develop from there. And again, man, I don't really get impressed with the summer league. So he could drop 40 tomorrow, and I would still be saying the same thing. Like, maybe it's something there, maybe it's some time to develop. But it's just I'm on the side of I think about how he's going to fit into the Pistons scheme just overall, and it worries me a little bit because obviously there's some guard play there, but I just don't know how well he'll still be able to run the floor. And it should be fairly easier now that the Pistons have a little bit more shooters on their side now. So I'm trying to just imagine how it'll look when he's playing with some upgraded talent around him. But overall, I think he's decent so far, and I think it's something there. Am I super excited, or do I think he's going to be a bombs away type of pick? I mean, I still don't know. It's too early to tell. I need to see him on a professional level in the NBA.
And I know how you feel about that, 100%, Manny, because I feel the same way when it comes to some league guys. But I mean, I don't think that you can have, especially considering what was going on with your offense last year, I don't think that you can have too many ball handlers. Like, I don't think that as good as Cade was, right? As good as Cade was, Jenkins just wasn't enough. And I am standing on this, and I'm probably going to get roasted for it. Like, you spent the number 5 pick on Ron Holland, who I think should be playing in the summer league, by the way. I think he should be out here. I 100% think Ron Holland should be playing in the summer league. Why is he not playing in the summer league? Absolutely.
I wouldn't want him in the summer league.
But you spent the number 5 pick on Ron Holland. You spent the number 5 pick on Amin Thompson. Man, that these guys get better. This ain't good enough. Like, why are we going out and seeking other ball handlers? Why are we going out and seeking other players? Like, you spent lottery picks on these guys. Why are these guys not turning into what they're supposed to turn into? Are you not working with them? Are you not putting them in the space where they should be better? Amin Thompson is a ridiculous athlete, which says to me he should be a better ball handler. You know why? Because that'll make him a better transition. Yes, he should be a better ball handler.
What does one thing have to do with another?
The reason why it has to do with this
because you got one ball handler on the team.
Okay, so you were a great athlete. Were you a great ball handler?
I can handle basketball, absolutely. I put that in, and I worked on that.
NBA relative to 1974.
No. Relative to
you could go right. You could go right. Really,
and I had a really good weekend too. No, I had a really good weekend too. If you go back and you watch my tape, you will see that I had seen
Kendrick Perkins. Sorry, we've seen.
No, I'm not talking about Kendrick Perkins. I'm talking about me specifically.
You've seen Mitchell Robinson handling the rock in pickups.
What I'm saying is an athlete like Asor Thompson, what exactly is his role going to be with the Detroit Pistons? He's a defender, wing, transition player. That ball handling has to improve.
For sure.
And that ball handling has to improve. His decision making has to improve. Develop that. You spent the number 5 pick on him. What is Ron Holland? What exactly
is a trainer for? Chill.
So Ron Holland did not play in the summer league.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, let's take the summer league.
I think Ron Holland.
I don't think he should get in the summer league.
We just gotta agree to disagree at this point.
I would have.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Development got to get there because they don't thrive and they don't get to the next level if the development from Ron Holland and Asar don't get there. Like, Asar needs to be able to shoot something with confidence. Not saying you got to be able to shoot threes. Give me a free throw jumper with confidence. Something. Be able to dribble a ball, create something off of a pick and roll, like with confidence. I just need something for him to develop in order for this team to be able to
develop everything all at once. First of all, that's not his role. If I am a role player,
what is his role then?
Okay, so you'll know that I spent a lot of time interviewing trainers specifically because I want to be intelligent when I have this type of conversation. And the one thing that if I was, handling Asar's development this summer, the only thing I'm thinking about is how can we maximize Cade? How do you become a better player next to Cade? We're talking secondary cuts. We're talking corner threes.
Maybe help with ball handling responsibility.
We can work on the ball handling. But mid-range pull-ups, that's not your job. That's Cade's job.
You know how many times he come off? People literally play him from the paint because they like, you ain't gonna take the shot.
There is a have and have not of NBA talent right now, and the haves are the guys who get to take mid-range shots, and the have-nots are guys who work on it all summer and never get to take it in the game. NBA analytics, NBA front offices, NBA coaching staffs are not asking their 5th most, 6th most, 8th most talented shooter to pull a whole bunch of mid-range shots. My point is, if you're in the gym and you're working on a shot that you're going to take 6 times all year, you're wasting your time.
Nah,
There's
I can't
only
agree with
Well,
that.
if it's
Because what good is if you're not a star player on the team, you need to be able to make the open shots. If you're not Cade on the Pistons and he finds you wide open at the corner of the 3-point line, and you can't make that open shot, what good are you doing on the floor? If he kicks it out to you and it's 2 seconds left on the shot clock and you're at the corner of the free throw line and you can't make that jumper and you're wide open, why are you on the floor? If you're not the star of the team, you need to be able to make open shots. A lot of guys on the Pistons outside of Cade and Duncan can't. Now we got some more players, but the Asar and Ron Holland, they need to make these open shots, because if you can't make wide open shots from mid-range or 3-point line, you don't need to be on the floor. There's other things you can help with to add to that. There's other things you can help with, obviously, defensively.
And I think that's and I think that
offensively,
keep going,
it hurts because you're hurting the team offensively if you can't make these wide open shots. Yeah, you're great defensively. Yeah, you can rebound. Yeah, you can shut players down and things like that. But you're hurting the team offensively at times if you can't make these wide open shots.
And I think that Penn, and really quickly, Swiper, and Penn, that's why I'm bringing up the Summer League, because I don't think the Summer League is end all be all, because just like you talked about with trainers, I think it's another form of improvement. I think it's another form of getting better. I'm not saying, again, Ox, there's some guys who are just levels above playing in that, but I just think that it's another form of improvement to see where we are. And when you're talking about getting with trainers, there is nothing more. I don't think that there's anything more productive. As good as I am with the trainer, as good as I am with Combs, I don't think that there's anything more productive than actually playing basketball.
Preach.
Like getting on the floor and going up against guys, playing 5-on-5.
Simply,
what else
has to be.
You know what else is?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
You know what else is great to play 5-on-5 with? Splash Sports. You know why? Because the NBA, we're right here in Summer League. It's heating up. It's around the corner. The NBA season is on the way back, and now is your chance to get on the action. You want to know what Malik Thomas is going to be doing? Darius Acuff? You want to know what Darren Peterson's going to be doing this season? Caleb Wilson? Then you need to tap in to Splash Sports. Quick Pick is the Splash Sports, the DFS game you've been waiting for. This isn't you versus some algorithm or the sports book. It's you versus other fans. Real competition, real skill. The playing field is completely level, which means you get bigger payouts and more ways to win. Just your picks against theirs. Now, we're in the Summer League, but we're in the NBA as well, and there's a lot of great WNBA action happening right now. Real Talk's been telling you about Olivia Miles seemingly all year, and Olivia Miles had yet another spectacular game last night. Angel Reese, you want to talk about morphing into a superstar here in Atlanta. She has been absolutely going crazy. So make sure you continue to tap in with Splash Sport, because remember, guys, Quick Picks on Splash Sport is the only DFS game where you're playing against other players and not the house. Now, what does that mean? You don't need a perfect entry to cash. Get more picks right than your opponent. You're walking away with money. One wrong call doesn't kill you, and it gets better. Splash has the highest multipliers in DFS. Up to 50-time multipliers on 6-leg entries. Why would you play anywhere else? You're essentially leaving money on the table anytime you play the other guy's app. So are you ready to compete? Use code CHOICE on Splash Sports and get a free $50 deposit when you play your first $5. That's right, a free $50 deposit when you play your first $5. Link is in the description. Let's see what you're made of.
Absolutely. Also, today in your picks, make sure that you check out what they have to offer for the World Cup. We have France versus Spain, so make sure you look into that before you do anything else. Shout out to Splash Sports. Okay,
Dictator winning it all.
Yeah, man. Hey, this I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is the most football I've ever watched in my life, and it's actually been very, very fascinating. Mars. Y'all are nasty. England
is in England.
Yeah, it's in England. I'm sorry,
England,
Mars. I'm sorry, Mars. England
versus
dope.
Argentina.
England is dope. I can't wait
for
England. But yeah, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for. I know we had people in the chat trying to tell me I had to do my job. Oh my God. We talk about this all the time. Oh my God. Summer League. Can we talk about the title? Oh God, relax. We got 3 hours. 3 hours of live hoop talk. Okay? I can't just bring up the title at the beginning and talk about that for 3 hours. Y'all know how we got to produce a show. We got to space it out. Sometimes you got to drag conversations for an extra 15 minutes to make sure we fill up the airtime. And if you want to change, you know how you want to change it, how to change the topic? Does anybody up here know how the chat changes the topic?
Yeah, send some money. Broke bunch of brokies in the chat. You ain't got no $50 to send. That's your problem. Better send that $50. You want that topic to change. That's about it. Especially all y'all complaining, sending stuff at Ox. Change the topic. We don't want to talk about Summer League. This is boring.
Us.
Do you have
Save
$50? Do you have $50? Show me the money. Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Show me the money.
I don't even think that we have. I don't even think that we have to do that. I'm just sick of these dudes. This is boring. Leave then. How about that? Bounce.
Well,
It's that
maybe
simple.
maybe just sit
Bounce.
around and be bored for a couple more minutes.
Bounce. It's that simple.
We'll get
Bounce. Fuck out of here. That's how
if
we-
you
that's how
do
we get to the bottom of that.
if you do bounce, come back in about 5 to 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll be where you want us to be.
Yeah.
All right,
It's that simple.
but you can wait no further. Wait no longer. I'm sorry. Wait no longer, not further. Further is a distance, and longer is like time. So
Facts.
wait no longer. That's what I meant. Sorry, y'all. Actually, you're gonna wait a little longer. Super chats.
Sure.
They take precedent. All right. Tupac Westside. Morning, fellas. Giannis has the best peak, in my opinion. Happy about the Zaire Williams edition. With more wing depth, he and Carr can focus on getting stronger while Adu can develop his shot. Looking good so far. How do y'all feel about the Zaire Williams addition to the Lakers? Y'all think that'll make any difference for them? Or
It's a good buy, low. I
a
mean,
good
$3
player.
million for someone who potentially can be a wing defender for you. Good athlete, some defensive versatility, and if by some miracle the 3-point shot comes around, you end up getting a bargain at $3 million. I think it's a good buy now.
Is he potentially what Vando should have been?
No,
who's Zaire?
not
Yeah.
the same level athlete.
Yeah, Vando's a much better like defender and stuff like that.
I do like him though.
Basically, just
I
he's
don't know.
basically just another Vander. That's basically
$50 super
what he
chat
is.
Ox.
Yeah.
We got somebody with some money.
Similarities.
Matter of fact, it's the where's he from, Morris? We did this last week. Read his name, right? He said he's from-
Italian and Penn. Oh, thank
Oh,
God
yeah, this
Penn's
is-
like, it will tell us that he actually don't know how to pronounce.
Oh
it.
yeah, that's
Oh
right.
wait. Hey, Penn, who is this?
Jake.
No. What was the name you used?
Welcome.
What's the name you used last week, Penn?
It's Jake Fascione.
Jake
Yeah.
Fascione.
Fascione.
Can we talk about the greatest shooting guard peaks of all time? So check it out, y'all. We're not going to do the greatest big man peaks of this generation for a minute. Right now, at this very instant, we're going to talk about the greatest shooting guard peaks of all time. Let's get some obvious nominations out the way. We're going to go
Gilbert
Jordan.
Arenas.
Swiper, don't piss me off.
Gilbert was cold.
We're gonna go. Yeah, okay, that's cool. We can
Right.
get to that,
You
y'all.
think
We can get to that.
You think Gilbert was a shooting
Chill,
guard?
chill. Don't even entertain that yet.
But
Give
we
us-
don't. Yeah, exactly. We
He was
don't
a
need to
shooting guard.
derail
Shit,
that segment
give
by
us-
bringing up Gilbert.
Let's give us a
And he
second.
played next
Okay?
to Larry Hughes.
a 2 guard.
Swiper.
Okay,
Just
M-
relax.
MJ
So obviously it's
MJ is
MJ,
number
Kobe,
one.
D Wade. Who else?
To
Who
me,
else? Give
Tracy
me
McGrady. To me,
T-Mac,
T-Mac.
of course.
T-Mac.
T-Mac.
James
So
Harden.
George Gervin.
James Harden,
George Gervin,
George
yeah.
Gervin, Manu
AI.
Ginobili, and
AI is up in there. So
Allen Iverson. Okay. So I think that's enough for the nomination. Let's talk about it. Who
It
had
is?
the? Let's rank.
Well,
Let's
it's
rank
MJ.
them.
MJ's the best. We can all.
Okay, let's rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. Who has the best shooting guard peak of all time?
Mike is number one.
Did
without
Shea get
MJ.
mentioned? Shea?
And
Shay's a point
there's only 4 spots, Pin. There's only 4.
Is it going to be
spots.
ranked by who?
Shay's a point guard. So MJ's won unanimously, and then we can discuss 2, 3, and 4. I got
Bryant
Kobe
was,
too.
Wait, shouldn't it be
Bryant
10?
was-
Mars?
Br-
Don't
We
you have our
got,
list?
we got Cole, Wade, and
Well,
Harden.
this was in
Cole, Wade, AI.
Do I still have it?
I've
Bryant was
got
a,
Peak.
Tracy McGrady before I
Peak?
got Iverson.
what was Bryant's peak years in your estimation? I think his peak years were
06 to like 09.
I don't think that those. I think it was a little bit further.
02.
I was thinking like
02,
03. I was thinking
04
03.
and 05 were just ugh. So it's like I don't want to.
But he still was balling.
If I could have
He still was at the
03
top of his game.
No, he sucked respectfully, comparatively. To, like,
03?
the rest.
Crazy.
No, 03 was amazing. 04 and 05 was ugh. And then 06, 08,
05 I could
07,
give you.
like, so it's like I think 03 is part of it. Like the player Kobe was in 03 is just as good, if not better, than the player he was in 06, 07, 08, like whatever. But 04 and 05 was just
he was the top 3 shooting guard in 02. Top 3-ish. Yeah.
But was that his best though? That doesn't mean that he's at his
that's just compared to the rest of the league. But Kobe in 03 is that's a player where it's like, if 03 happens in 05.
Are you thinking too much offense and not enough defense?
I would say Kobe peaked from 05 to 09.
Because I think when he played with Shaq, his role was so different. But he also had like way more of an on-ball responsibility defensively. So I think that version of Kobe should be in the running for like peak, not like prime. His prime was 2002 to 2010.
Yes, but when was his peak? What's
honestly, people don't want to hear this. Probably 2007, but like, I mean,
whatever. I think it's 03. I think Bryant peak seasons are 03 to 07. I think that's peak Kobe Bryant.
So the years he didn't.
Let's just narrow it down to 2 seasons, y'all. Let's narrow it down to 2 seasons.
06 and 07 would be my 2 picks.
Okay,
if I'm doing
06, 07,
06 or 08.
Okay, and that's better than 08 and 09.
Even though he didn't win the MVP.
Well, 09 and 10 would be my 2 D.
Because he should have had another MVP, dude. Honest.
So let me ask you this, Mars.
So Kobe's number 2, Wade's number 3.
I'm sorry.
Wait, who's asking a question?
Sure. So, Mars, the question I want to ask you, Mars, 07 Bryant, 03 Bryant. Yes. Which one of those guys do you like more?
07. He just said it.
Well, no, what I said was consecutive years. It was 06 and 07.
Sure.
But I probably prefer 03 Kobe to 07.
I love 03 Bryant over 07 Bryant. I love it.
Just so happens he's surrounded by years that I don't rate as highly as I do 06 and 07.
Now, Mars, what's deterring you with this timeline? Is it because he got hurt in 05? Is that kind of screwing you up?
He just wasn't as good in 04 and 05 as he was in years previously. Like if you want to just box score it, he wasn't as good. In 03, he averaged 30. In 04, he averaged 24. Like just raw box score it, so I don't have to go down into the intricacies of his game. He went from 30 points per game to 24. He went from 45% from the field to just under 44. He went from 38% from 3 to 33% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like he 04 and 05, and if you want to say part of it was obviously what he was dealing with off the court.
That's what I think it is more than
anything.
I'm
not saying that is or isn't the case, but what I am saying is for consecutive seasons, I'm not taking 02 and 03 above 06 and 07, even if I think individual seasons 03 Kobe is maybe his second best year. But I'm doing consecutive years. 03 doesn't have a surrounding year that I think is good enough to where I would say that's part of his double 2-season peak. 06 and 07, I'm more than comfortable, even if I think if I rank those seasons, 03 might actually be number 1. He just doesn't have a surrounding season as good, so I don't include it.
Well, 07, 08 was his MVP season. 05, 06 was his highest value of a replacement season. 02, 03 was his second highest value of a replacement season, and all 3 seasons have one thing in common: he was top 5 in MVP voting. I wonder how much of it is context dependent on how much opposing teams were able to gear up on him with weaker rosters. You know, like guard play is important, big man play is important. Kobe's a pretty connective player, even though he's a superstar, and I think playing with Smush Parker will do that to you.
But he was pretty awesome with Smush Parker. Like
that's why I said 02 to 09. I feel like all of those were really great Kobe's. It's just he had different levels of teams during
I think the divide with me, Mars, when it comes to 03 to 07 is the stuff that he was dealing with off the court. I think it really affected his game, because I think that from 03 to 07, had that not happened, he was doing this. I think that as a player, I think that we were getting peak Bryant years. Like usually when guys are at their, I think usually when guys are at their peak of their power, we get like a 3-4 year stretch where this guy is just absolutely fantastic, right? And I feel like with Bryant in 03, that's when I felt like it started. And I felt like it started there and it was going to continue for at least another 3 or 4 years. He still was awesome in 08 when he won the league MVP, because we've seen guys who won the league MVP and have better seasons than the year that they won the league MVP. That's actually happened. Like Jordan won the league MVP in 96. I thought he was better in 92 than that version of Michael Jordan. I say that to say that version of Bryant. Now, if we're talking about one season, Of course it's 06. But I think 03 Bryant is better than 07 Bryant. I think he was way more aggressive with the basketball. I think he was a much better on-ball defender. I think that had a lot to do with Shaq being back there as a rim protector. I think that helped. He didn't have that when he was in when he was in Los Angeles in 05 and 06 because he had Kwame Brown and the big kid from Texas. He didn't have that rim protection and that help in terms of a defender. So I think that it's 03 to 07 for me, even with the small amount of like 04 and 05. I still think that those were his peak years, but I think it's Bryant number 2, and I think it's a gap.
A gap.
I don't
A
think
gap
it's a gap.
where?
I go Wade 3 probably. I don't know. Maybe.
I think I go Wade 3.
It don't matter. Wade, T-Mac, it don't matter. Where does 95 to 97 Mitch Richmond fall into this?
I saw someone comment Mitch Richmond. I was like, please don't let one see that.
I didn't see. I'm just curious to know.
So you just Well,
I put him before Harden.
Oh.
Well, I feel like a more interesting question is who's.
Wait. What's the problem with Mitch Richmond?
I put him before
Harden.
Who? I put Mitch Richmond before Harden.
Nigga Manny. That's what
I put Mitch Richmond.
Okay.
Why do you? And I'm a '90s guy. I grew up during this time. Why do you like Mitch Richmond over James Harden?
One, I think all around. Obviously, Harden might have the shooting, and aside from the statistics and everything of what they may say, all around, like Harden, yes, he can do his little step back and shot creation and stuff, but Mitch also packed that thing too. He was a great shooter. He was a good guy who could get to the rim, and he played better defense.
Was Mitch Richmond even better than Allen Houston?
Yes.
Yeah, he was. And
Allen Houston was a better jump shooter than Mitch Richmond.
I used to really like
Allen Houston was a better jump shooter.
I love Allen Houston, but please relax.
No,
Allen Houston
personally,
was signed
he was not better
basketball
than Mitch
over my
Richmond.
head.
He's
Yes,
the
he
one
was.
player for me that I really, really liked.
But Manny, I think the
And
divide
then I'm gonna
with
get
me,
called a Harden Glazer for saying
No,
disrespectful
you're not,
to say
Mars,
Mitch
because I'm
Richmond
right there with you.
clearly worse
I
than
feel
him.
like as good as Mitch Richmond was, and all of the points that you made, I think are very valid. I don't think that there was ever a point in Mitch Richmond's career where he was literally unstoppable. Like James Harden, we had a stretch where from 17 to 19, from the 16-17 season to the 18-19 season, where like you can make a legit argument that he was the league MVP. I can't do that with Mitch at any point in his career. Like even though he was in conversations of being one of the best two guards.
Brother, Mitch Richmond wasn't even better than. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't think he was outright better than Allen Houston. Number one. Number two, Mitch Richmond not even better than Donovan Mitchell, let alone James Harden.
Mitchell's a better athlete.
No, but
from 93 to 97, Mitch was clearly the second best shooting guard in the league.
No, he's a great player. Shout out to Mitch Richmond. Shout out to J.R. Ryder. Shout out to everybody that played in that
J.R.
era.
Ryder,
I'm with
let's
you.
don't got nothing to
They
do
were
with
all
J.R.
good
Ryder.
players. I'm saying they're all
Yeah, that
good
was
players.
crazy.
They're all good players. Yeah, Mitch
What you
Richmond,
talking
J.R.
about?
Ryder, Allen Houston, all those other players, they were great. Starks, great players. Phenomenal. Like, absolutely. But no. Like,
Mitch is Mitch is not even in the
it's a
same
little
conversation as these
recency
dudes
I
that
know,
you're
but they're
naming.
not. But the issue is, I think what I'm
Yes,
also
by
trying to say
93,
is,
he was
like,
better than Clyde.
They're none of them are even.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
even.
he's
I
better
wouldn't
than
even
Reggie
think
Miller,
twice
but
about
that's
Mitchell.
just-
I don't
Mitchell.
think-
Oh yeah, he was better than Reggie.
Anthony Edwards.
None
Yeah,
of
but
these
I
players
just
are better
like
than
Reggie
Clyde
more than
Drexler,
Miller.
bro.
Oh, you know,
What?
no, he was Mitch Richmond by that time was better than Clyde.
No, I think what you missed my
What
point.
the-
By the time 93, 94
Mitch
came around, Mitch was
Richmond
better
wouldn't
than
even-
Clyde.
Mitch Richmond wouldn't even be the best shooting guard today. Is what
You
I'm
know
saying.
what?
Let
Like,
alone with James
you
Harden.
know what it
The
is?
game
It's-
evolves though. That's
You know
I
what
don't
it
know, and I
is?
think it's a
Yeah,
little
but then
recency
Anthony
bias.
Edwards.
think
Anthony
people-
Edwards
Today,
is still here. Anthony Edwards.
I'm talking about today. Mitch is better than Devin Booker.
There is
I
better
like
than
Mitch
Donovan.
Richmond.
There
I
is
think it's
nothing
ridiculous
people-
that we actually managed to
There's
make
nothing
James
people
Harden Mitch Richmond
underrate.
conversation.
There's nothing people underrate more than a receding hairline. I'm telling you, this is not a promo for Rogaine. I'm telling you that when you start going bald, you better just shave it off, because otherwise you're gonna get the Clyde Drexler tax and the Alex Caruso tax.
Clyde was nasty. Clyde
Because-
was better than
because
Mitch for most of his
there's a
career.
reason
Yeah, I'm
why-
gonna be honest, I
there's a
think
reason
Clyde
Michael
gets
Jordan
more
never
than
saw
enough
you.
respect.
Michael Jordan and
Ray
Mitch Richmond
Allen.
you never saw him recede. They just shaved that shit off. You know what I mean? Because otherwise,
Pin,
people be up
Pin,
here
but
25
nobody
years after
care-
you
nobody
played
care about
and
this nigga's
acting like you
hairline.
worse than Allen Houston. No, man. Clyde Drexler gets
Clyde-
severely
Clyde
underrated
Drexler,
here.
Clyde,
What?
but Clyde Drexler, we're talking about after 10 years of his career.
Reggie
Clyde
Miller.
came in 83. I'm talking about by 93, Mitch was better than him. I'm not saying that he was like that. He's overall better than Clyde. I've never even once made that argument. I'm talking about by the mid '90s when Clyde was slowing down. By that time, Mitch was better than him. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Injuries by that point.
Yeah, I don't think that's a knock on Clyde at all.
He was declining.
On top of that,
I think Clyde at his best is better than Mitch Richmond. I think you would.
I would agree. Yes.
Like better than Clyde though.
I didn't say
that. I chose the one who allegedly said Clyde Drexler would fry D-Wade. So.
I think he would have busted the win.
There are some versions of Clyde that would fry everybody. but I mean, I got D-Wade.
89 to 90, 80, 19.
Yeah, we're supposed to be ranking greatest shooting guard peaks.
That's it.
So
1989 to 1989 to 1992, Clyde Drexler. I think he would have busted Dwayne Wade ass.
Is he better than Dwayne Wade? Is he a better player than Dwayne Wade?
I think 09 Dwayne Wade peaked higher. Sorry.
I think 09 Dwayne Wade did peak higher than
Okay.
92. Because I think the best version of Clyde Drexler is 92 Jordan. And to answer your question, Miles, because it's a very direct question. No.
I would like, because I'm trying to campaign for 09 D-Wade being number 2 on this list.
I do think that it's
I would listen to
89 to 92 Drex. And I'm thinking about Dwayne Wade. I do think that it's a conversation, even though I do think Wade is better. I think Wade. I think Wade is I think Drex, in terms of his ability to get to the rim, I think we get blown away by Dwayne Wade. But Clyde Drexler's ability to get to the rim is incredible during that time. I think he's got a better mid-range game. Defensively, I think him and Wade are on par. I think Wade is a better defender. I do think Wade is a better defender, but I feel like Drex gets underrated for his ability. As an on-ball defender, I think he was great in the gaps. I think Drex is a great. What I keep saying is, I know, or in my opinion, let me rephrase that. In my opinion, Drex was a much better defender than people give him credit for. Drex is the only player in NBA history to retire top 10 all-time in steals and not ever make an all-league defensive team. That's never happened in NBA history. Nobody has ever done it. So with that being said, him and his ability to shoot gaps, him and his ability to play off ball, I think were great. I think that him being able to stand in front of guys, Drex he was ridiculously strong at 6'7". He could take advantage of mismatches. He was much more versatile too. Because don't forget, Drex came into the league. He played point guard for the Trailblazers when he first showed up. So his versatility as a ball handler and as a distributor, I think that goes underrated. But I feel like he was at the peak of his power from 1989 to 1992, where he put all of that together. Great mid-range jump shooter. He could knock down the long ball. Exceptional transition player. Exceptional one-on-one player. So I do give Wade the edge because I think Wade was more talented, and I do think that he peaked higher in 09. But as far as him and Drex, I think Drex is right there. I don't think that it's that far apart.
I also just think that y'all in the chat should probably just go watch some Mitch and Clyde tape. That's all. Just watch some Mitch and Clyde tape. Them dudes were absolutely.
I do think most
ballers,
two guards from that era get a bit underrated because obviously the best ever was in that time. So
I definitely think that we have to have a conversation. So where are we? So Jay's 1, Bryant's 2,
Kobe, Wade, and then what's
that Wade is the consensus.
I think we need to start having a conversation at this point.
I'd be okay
and I know that
with
this sounds
that.
crazy. I think we need to start having a conversation about George Gervin. And I know that this sounds crazy.
I think George Gervin probably peaked higher than Clyde.
Hang on. Are you telling me 02 Tracy McGrady is not higher peak than Dwayne Wade 09? Because it's close. So if nothing else, I'm gonna throw that peak in there.
I think T-Mac can talk to anyone not named Michael Jordan in this conversation.
I agree. I 100% agree.
What is a peak in your estimation, guys? Is it just one season?
He was better than Kobe Swiper.
I think that your peak should be more than one season.
I think it should be 2 years. But it could just be 1 year. So some
I think
people
this is relevant for the actual title topic as well. So it would be nice.
But I also think like I don't necessarily know how much to tax this, but there are some guys who've had peaks during historically weak league years. Seasons
like who?
Where, I mean, Vince Carter. That's a great example. 2001. I think the league was pretty weak. He was a top 5-6 player in the league that year. Some people might even say he was higher than that. He was the best shooting guard in the league that year. Some people would say it was Iverson.
Which year
or
was this?
Vince. 01.
Some
Vince
people
Carter.
would say that.
Some people
the
would.
Two-guard position was not weak.
I don't know if I can-
In
No
01, I say
it
this
wasn't.
as someone who was absolutely there, and Chill, you were there too.
Yes, sir.
Legitimate conversations that Vince Carter was the best 2-guard in the league that year. Legit.
Maybe
But
it's
he
He wasn't the best player. He wasn't the best player. He obviously wasn't.
himself as a dog for sure, but I don't know if a lot of people had him as like the best. I think he asserted
He was more of a
himself as,
showman,
like,
Manny. More than
yeah,
anything.
someone who could be in the conversation and who could possibly get on the same level as others during that time. But I don't think it was
The
like,
only
he's
conversation
without a
between
doubt,
between
yeah.
him, Kobe, and
Ray
Kobe, and no,
Yeah.
Ray
Iverson?
Allen was not like Ray Allen was clearly a step below at that point.
Ray Allen was a
2001, that's year 5, Ray Allen.
Ray
I
Allen.
like 01 Ray Allen.
Yes,
man.
Ray Allen.
He
That
was
was,
great.
that was the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference champion, Eastern Conference championship.
Sure, I'll give you
Milwaukee
I'll
Bucks.
give you some names of like the best shooting guards in the league that year. Latrell Sprewell was up there.
He was old.
Michael Finley, Eddie Jones. These are the guys. Okay,
These are forwards,
Vince-
Eddie, technically though.
I mean, we just named the 12-5.
Eddie
Kobe,
played too.
Ray, T-Mac, Vince.
No, I mean,
and
I
Yeah,
was-
you had a lot of guys going upward,
Yeah,
like
those
in that
were the 5
position.
best.
And Vince was one of those guys who was possibly going upward, but I don't think he was on that level where people were saying, "Oh, he got Ray Allen beat, he got AI beat," because AI was incredible.
Were you
that-
there, Manny? Were you around that?
I wasn't there. No, I'm a
Okay,
99.
so I'm gonna say this as someone who was there. Vince Carter was being compared on ESPN to Michael Jordan every single night. Stamped
because he
next
could
up.
jump
That's
high.
because
No,
that-
no,
that's-
no, y'all
You're
really.
not doing that.
First
The
of
reason
all,
why we're
y'all
not doing that-
dismissed-
No, 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 no,
to
no,
Michael
no, no.
Jordan. They
Here's the
compared
difference.
everybody to Michael
Yes,
Jordan.
and
Come
the
on,
reason why
man.
we-
They
and the
didn't
reason why we did
compare-
that, Manny, and the
No,
reason why
hang
we
on.
did that,
They
remember what
compared
you know,
they
hold on,
compared
Penny,
guys
because I'm not gonna let
pre-draft
you
to
get that
Michael
off.
Jordan.
They
No,
said
Penny, the
OJ
reason why
Mayo
we were
was
saying
the
that-
next
people-
Mike.
Yes, and
OJ
remember
Mayo
why
was
we
the
were
next-
doing this,
honestly,
Penny, in
I'm not even trying to be
2001.
rude. I'm sick and
Michael
tired of having
Jordan,
conversations about
Michael
people. You know
I'm
what
just
happened
saying.
when people weren't even there. Like y'all have not done the research. Y'all haven't
Okay,
lived through
so-
it.
Okay,
I
that's
lived
not
through
fair.
it.
Though. I don't. But that's
I'm
not fair,
not
Ken. Because
wrong here.
were you there? Were you there when Wilt was
You
there?
lived in
No.
Toronto.
And I don't
You
have.
know that
and I-
Wilt was still dominant.
So
Are you aware
what
that
is-
Wilt was still dominant?
Of course.
But
But
were
I'm not
you
gonna.
there?
I'm not gonna sit
No.
here and have an argument with someone who was born in
No.
1942 about
No.
what the people were saying about Wilt Chamberlain. You should
Wilt
really
didn't
should
play
have
in
a conversation with
1942.
me about what
But
people
Penn,
say
I
about
think-
Vince Carter.
Penn,
I remember
Penn,
If
Vince
he said
Carter.
they
I
were
lived
born
in
in
Toronto.
42,
I
they
watched
were
it.
No.
18 when
You
I
can be aware if you weren't fully alive and fully present during that era. Like you can be aware.
But
of
I do think things are lost in time though when you're not there, because there was a world where Vince Carter was considered next up behind Kobe and them because he
And
had
that's
to
what I'm
be there.
Behind Kobe,
was
what
what
are
I
you doing?
No, hold on.
He's
Time
my
out.
favorite
No,
two
because
guard.
ahead of
Kobe-
Kobe in
No,
2001.
Penn, time out.
Yes, he
Rush,
was.
just step back. I'm saying I'm on your side. I'm saying that the conversation around Vince was that he was stepping into the echelon of being a next winner, next great guard. Now Vince fell short of that
You're wrong,
ultimately,
too.
but that wasn't necessarily just his
You
fault.
are wrong.
I think some of this said no, he wasn't. But no, I'm not wrong.
You are
Because I was
legitimately
also
wrong.
there. I'm saying that the issue is
You were
that
a
I think
baby.
Vince absolutely was in the conversation with T-Mac and with Kobe and with AI. It's like there was a force.
What are you
of the
doing?
best
They
shooting
played on the
guards in
same
the
damn
league.
team.
I
Swiper.
know, brother. Listen, you got to let people finish. In that era is what I'm talking about. There
You're
was a
bullshitting.
3 and 4 year period, which is I've already before
Swiper,
even
I
Real
don't
Talk
need to
brought
listen
up
to people
T-Mac.
lie.
I've been talking about T-Mac in 03 years ago. You go to my Twitter, I'm with you.
Did I
T-Mac
say
was
03?
incredible. But at this point, there was like 4
Did
shooting
I
guards
say 03 Swiper?
that everybody was talking about. I'm just talking about in general
I
the
said 01.
conversations around Vince Carter. That's fine, Penn.
And what Penn is
you're in your
doing-
panties in a bunch.
No,
because, and
no,
I'm trying to
Swiper,
agree with you.
because what Penn
The
is-
issue
what Penn
is
is-
You're
but
not
that-
agreeing with me. You're
that's fine.
completely
Cool.
changing
Just
the
stay on
conversation.
your side.
That's not
I'm not
true.
changing anything.
Because what Penn is doing, I'm sorry, Swiper, because what Penn is doing is Penn is leaving out a lot of stuff that's important to mention in this. Let's not forget, in 2001, Jordan had just retired 3 years ago, so we missed him like an ex-girlfriend. Holy shit, we missed him. Let's start there. Number two, Vince Carter went to North Carolina. So with Vince Carter going to North Carolina, he was the
So
next
did
one
Jerry
up. Number
Stackhouse.
3, which is and we also compared him to him too. But that ain't
Yeah,
the
for a
point.
minute.
So and number 3, which is the most important part, Vince Carter was a fucking highlight reel.
He was.
That's what he was.
He
So
was.
with him being a highlight reel, you couple all of these things in, of course they're going to be saying he's the next this. When in reality, when you break down Vince Carter's game, when you break down Bryant's game, when you break down Ray Allen's game, when you break down Tracy McGrady's game, he wasn't that good. He wasn't.
He wasn't.
Well,
on
he
that
wasn't.
level.
And to be
He was
fair,
not that
he
good.
wasn't. But there was a period chill going into that conference finals. where he was playing versus AI. I can remember he graduated from North Carolina. There was a period where people were thinking he was going to get there. And then eventually, but he never reached that peak, though. He was never as good as those players. He never got there. That's exactly what happened.
Vince Carter was the best season of Vince Carter's career.
Yeah, he
was
in
his third year, and he was dominant. The year after Tracy McGrady left to go to Orlando, Vince Carter put this team on his back, won 47 games with a roster that had no business winning 47 games. A roster full of role players and Antonio Davis, a very aged Charles Oakley. We're talking about some very old dudes. Alvin Williams, who was a throwaway from Portland, who came over, was a starting point guard. I'm telling you, I remember the conversations back then. Vince was consensus better than Kobe. He was on the level of Allen Iverson. Ray Allen, Kobe were a step below. The next year, okay, all bets are off. We're talking about the three-peat. Kobe has ascended. Vince regressed. Vince got injured. It all fell apart. But for that one specific year, regardless of how people remember it now, because people want to wash it away. I was there. It happened. People want to right away, say, oh, it never happened because Vince got injured. And, we started questioning his compete level and he got traded to New Jersey. And then so-called, the edited bullshit clip of him kind of admitting that he didn't work hard enough or whatever while he was in Toronto. And then he became, more of a glorified role player and a journeyman in the NBA. And people don't want to remember that people were saying he was better than Kobe in 2001. I promise you it was there. I was there. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and listen to lie about how good a player Vince Carter was and act like it's all some fucking bullshit.
No, but dude, you're getting emotional because it's Toronto. But we agree with. I was trying to make the point that I agreed with you at that era. That very era, I said there were 4 separate people that had a conversation for best shooting guard in the world. I said Vince was one of them. That was my whole point.
So
I agree with you.
I will tell you with 100% confidence, I did not know you as an 11-year-old. I will guarantee you I watched more basketball that year than you've watched in any year of your life.
Be that as it may, be that as it may, Pin. Be that as it may.
Maybe that as it may. Because I was traveling with the All-Star team at that point.
Yeah, that's
there you go.
We don't even have to get into that. We don't have to get into that. But be that as it may, Pin. Vince Carter might have been regarded as one of the best shooting guards for that one season. That's fine.
One season.
But that peak, that season is still not on the level of these guys around him, their peak years. It's not as good as Allen Iverson.
Kobe peaked higher. McGrady peaked higher just 2 years later. I agree.
Way higher. No, not higher. I'm talking about way higher. So Vince Carter's not even in this conversation. Shout out to Vince. He was great. He was a highlight
reel.
Better than
Vince Richmond, though. 100%.
Fuck no.
Yes, he was.
Fuck no.
I'm not arguing this.
Yeah, don't argue this. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
No, but he was a great player. And I thought Vince Carter was excellent. I'm with you. But again, I was just in Denver, so I wasn't watching Toronto like obviously every day. I thought he was a great player.
That's what I think about too. So okay. Penn, as you mentioned, and this is just a legitimate question. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just genuinely curious of someone who was there, watching. You said you watched a lot of basketball during that time, so I'm just genuinely curious. I'm not trying to have a I got you moment. So you said the media and everybody they all kind of proclaimed Vince as one who was better than Kobe, better than Ray and stuff. Now, I know, obviously, mainstream media and stuff.
MVP votes and all that stuff. No, you always get the credit the year after you do it. But the year it was happening.
Either way, though.
Talking points.
Either way. Okay, so it's talking points of it coming from mainstream media. However, watching the game, was Vince play actually better than those guys of Ray and Kobe and AI and that? I'm just curious. It's not me trying to burst any bubble or not.
Yes.
I'm genuinely curious.
He was a very complete basketball player. He had progressed as a jump shooter mightily at that point. He had taken his three-point shooting to a level where he was absolutely lethal shooting. On an average night, it would not be uncommon to see him shoot 40, 50% from three. He was lethal. He had such a insane stride on his athleticism that he was now leveraging his athleticism not just to go above the rim, but also move around the court. So sometimes I actually was in the court because I attended a basketball camp in 2001 and I got to see Vince Carter practice for an hour. It was one of the cool things that our team got to go through. And watching this guy, the physics of him was amazing. He would take a one-step fadeaway from the paint and end up nearly at the three-point line just on 2 steps. It was insane. And he was explaining how, he was explaining the move and he's like, basically, I am unguardable in this situation. And then I watched him do it in the playoffs. He was dominant against Philly, dominant.
and people just, it was right at it was the best he'd ever been. And then he attends that graduation and the media clipped him by his wings. How can you do this on a game 7? Blah, 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 blah. Next year, the injuries start. And people want to act like it didn't happen. I'm telling you, where 01-02 Vince Carter was going was the stratosphere of a top 10 all-time great. His game was there. He was a great passer. He had the potential to be a great defender. I remember in 2004 when they hired Kevin O'Neal. It was 2004, 2003, somewhere around there. Like when they fired Lenny Wilkins, they hired Kevin O'Neal. And Kevin O'Neal, again, another basketball clinic in at the time Air Canada Center. And Kevin O'Neal was talking about Vince Carter, and he said he has the potential to be the best defender in the league, but he doesn't do it. So he was kind of giving us a cautionary tale of like, yo, you could be as athletic as Vince Carter and still not be a great defender. I think Vince left a lot of meat on the bones, to say the least.
Well, if you wouldn't have left that meat on the bones, you would have an argument right now. So shout out to Vince.
For 1 year, that Olympic dunk all the way up. I'm talking. It started in the Olympics because Tracy McGrady left and he was pissed off for that one fucking year, starting in the summer, dunking over Frederick Weiss in 2000, all the way to the graduation. That calendar year, he was one of the 6 best shooting guards I've ever seen in my life with my own 2 eyes. That's it.
Vince was definitely cold, y'all. Vince was definitely cold, but his peak doesn't touch any of the peaks we're talking about right now.
You don't think he peaked higher than Manu Ginobili?
I don't.
And
know.
That's a hot take.
2001.
Oh, it's
Vince was better than
definitely
Manu
a hot
Ginobili,
take.
but okay.
I didn't see. I learned something new every day. I didn't even know Vince Carter was in Manu conversations. But shout out to
we
Vince
live
Carter
in we live in a minority when it comes to Manu Ginobili.
I
love it over here. I'll stay right here.
Do you think that?
But let's.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to get to the big.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that Manu Ginobili was just a more viable?
I just think he was a better basketball player.
The passing and the ball handling was the separator. Like he wasn't able to get boxed as much as Vince did in his career. Basically.
He was just. I think
he was a better defender than Vince already for sure. But
clearly better defender, clearly better passer. I mean, the only thing Vince did better than Manu was jump high. I think Manu was just a better basketball player, bro. All the way around. Better shooter.
He was a better shooter than Manu was.
Vince was a better jump shooter. Yeah, Vince.
Cool. That's fine. Whatever. I won't fight
shot blocker.
I won't. Look, Manu was a better basketball player. Okay. We could do checklists. You can give me.
What do you think it was?
When you watch
I'm not even look. I want to move on to the greatest big man
highlights.
I want to move on to the. I want to move on to the greatest big man peak of this generation, y'all. Let's do that. But hey, you got your opinion. I got mine. I'm not going to change your mind, and I'm not going to try to change your mind. In my list, I got Manu Ginobili over Vince Carter because I think he was just better all around basketball player. Vince Carter jumped higher, shot a little better. That's fire. That's what's up. Shout out to Vince. I don't have anything negative to say about Vince. I think Vince is very comfortable in the place he is, and I don't want to have to compare him to guys like Kobe Bryant because I don't ever want to disrespect Vince Carter. I think Vince Carter was an amazing basketball player.
Shaq's defense was trash.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just not true. No, it's not.
No, I'm watching the game right now. I'm watching the one because I was trying to support Penn, which is I've been trying to do this whole time. I went back to the 2001 matchup, their second matchup, where Vince Carter scored almost all of his points on Kobe. But then there was another play where multiple plays actually, where Shaq was just standing with cement blocks on his feet and just.
In your highlight analysis, is Vince Carter really a little bit better than you remember, Swiper?
What? No, I remember this. That's why I was trying to agree with you that there's 4 players that had a conversation at the time, but I think you were a lot of emotions around.
Oh, you know what? Actually, let me do this real quick. Masinko says, not gonna lie, might be a hot take, but aside from the dunks, I like Nets Vince more than Toronto. I mean, yeah, because he got with J Kid, I think.
Nets Vince
I don't think there's a hot take about what you like more. I don't think that can be a hot take.
Yeah, Nets Vince was
that
awesome.
Jason Kidd Vince was nuts.
Yeah, J Kid, man.
That was a great
I
I still think he was at his best in Toronto. That's crazy. I think Vince peaked in like year 2, year 3. So
yep, he did.
Interesting.
Masiko said another one. He said, pretty sure MJ line was cooked in '89 when he led the league in scoring. Peak Wade closer to 2 than 3 and 4, or to him just saying.
That doesn't make sense logistically.
Bro,
so if he's closer to 2 than 3 and 4 are to him, that would mean Wade has to be 2. Because
The basketball was just so different, though.
but then you can't be closer to 2 than 3 and 4 are to you, because
Okay, let's amend
that
it
means you
and
just literally
say
are 2.
okay.
Yeah, but I think he's
closer
saying
to
that he's
2.
closer to Jordan. He's closer to Jordan than Kobe is to him.
But then it would be closer to 1.
He trying to bite my Chris Bosh take.
Okay, yeah, I
got
think
you.
he probably meant to just put 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Oh well,
Jordan
if he's
probably-
saying that, then I think he's gone insane. But teach that.
And Jordan in '89 was not just to cook. In fact, I think '89 Jordan was better than '88 Jordan, the guy who won the league MVP. I think '89 Jordan was better than him. He was a better distributor. I think he was a better defender than him. I think his jump shot improved. I think that he, as much as he was having the basketball in his hands, I do think that he looked for guys a lot more. That was the year that he got moved over to point guard when Sam Mitchell got hurt, and he had those I want to say 15 triple doubles that year. So I mean, I think that was one of the best versions of, if not the best, with the exception of '92. I think that was the best version of Jordan. But with that being said, I think that of all the people that we said, I think the one guy that we didn't bring up, I think George Gervin definitely needs to be in this conversation.
You brought
Of
him
all
up
the guys.
6 times.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
but we
want
never
to make
really
sure.
discussed them. But
Yeah,
we discussed Mitch Richmond and James Harden.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we make it clear.
We also
Well,
didn't speak about Iverson for us. So.
Which is interesting too, that a small man at that size being able, like, what's Iverson's peak year? Is it the league MVP year, or because I'm still trying to make sure that we got some guidelines here. We're talking about a guy's peak. Is this one season? Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, I tell you what, that one season, but that half a season before he came to Denver, I think what you averaging, like 30 more or something like that?
That was not half a season. He got traded to Denver after like 15 games.
Was that 15 games into the season?
It was maybe 15 or 20 games. He got traded early.
See, I was in school, so I guess.
Yeah, he got traded early, but like Iverson probably peaked around 01. If you want to get multiple years, probably like 01 to like 05-ish. But even then, like he had a couple years where like some injuries got to him, and like I want to say maybe 03 or 04, one of those years. Like he's dealing with injuries and whatnot.
Sure.
So it's hard to get like a consistent stretch of all of those years. But if you want to do single year, then yeah, 01 is probably your best bet. It was a good year.
Is 01 better than 02? Because I mean, in 02, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think that.
Is 02 the year he shot sub 40%?
I don't think so.
No, the 98 is the year he shot sub 40%.
I don't think so.
I think he's had
Wait,
more than one of
what am
those
I-
years.
No, wait,
but-
what am I saying? No, 02, yes, 01, 02. My bad. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up, y'all. Let's get this
He might
show
have
on the
Moss.
road.
He
and let's
might have
move
shot.
on
He might have shot less than 40% that year.
I'd say yeah.
to this topic that the people have all been waiting for, and we're gonna throw Anthony Davis in this too. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
because Ox is the host and he wants to do.
Yes, absolutely. We're
Can we
gonna
get some
make sure-
guidelines, Ox? But so before we
Yes,
get into
yes.
this,
The
can you get
guidelines
some
are
guidelines?
simple.
We need
Let's
guidelines.
do this very simple. We're doing 2-year peaks.
Okay, 2 years.
Oh, so get Wemby out of here. Oh,
Wemby shouldn't be in here anyway. But you know,
yeah. If it's 1 year, you can I could make a Wemby argument. 2
okay,
years
okay.
is
So
fine.
let's because there's how many of us up here? There's 6 of us up here.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
You
Yeah,
can
6
replace
of us up
Wemby
here.
with AD if we're doing multiple games.
Well, I think the people want to talk about Wemby.
Sure.
So
Hey. There's 6. Hello.
yeah, that's what I said 6. I said 6. So, well, and
But
Joel
I-
with the health situation, we could just do 1-year peak just to make it simple. Okay, just to make
One.
it simple. Well, yeah, but so that we
Okay.
can
1
put
year
Wemby
is
in the
the only way
conversation.
Wemby being here. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
because Wemby's on the graphic, so we're not going to cheat the people out of this because they want to talk about Wemby. So let's just do 1-year peak. It doesn't have to, this doesn't have to be hard, y'all. It can be really simple, really easy.
well,
1-year
then
peak.
we're gonna
Okay,
go to-
let's
1 year
all
peak is- it
decide. Let's
changes
all
things.
decide when everyone's peak was. So
Yeah, I mean,
your
are we
peak-
going Giannis 20 or
20?
21?
That's what we
Well,
need
it
to
depends on what you think it is, Swiper. See, now we don't have to all be in agreement on what a peak year is.
Yeah, we
don't,
do.
but I
We do.
think it should-
I think
Well,
it'd be
I don't think
easier.
everyone has to agree when everyone peaked. You can disagree on when someone peaked,
Right.
But we need to understand what years everyone is talking about.
Sure.
Okay.
So, like, what
I
years
think
of
peak
Giannis are you
Giannis-
guys
well,
talking about?
yeah,
I
I'm talking
think
about
from-
2022 probably.
I'm thinking.
Shit,
I'm thinking.
it don't really
18,
matter
19.
which one we do for Giannis.
I'm
He the
thinking
best
8.
one up here regardless.
I'm thinking
22
18, 19.
Giannis would have been
I'm thinking
42%
18,
from
19 to
mid-range
21,
season.
22 Giannis. I think that's peak Giannis. Those 4 seasons.
18,
You have
yeah,
to pick
like
one.
18 to 22.
Which one,
So
though?
if
Which
I
one
had to
you
You
all
have
pick-
to
season?
pick one in particular.
So if
So
I had
that'd
to
have been the
pick one in
Celtics series.
particular,
Was Giannis.
That 2019, the year he won Defensive Player of the Year, and he won
With the Chicago
bubble
Bulls.
year, 2020. Okay, the
Fucking
bubble
amazing
year. Okay.
that year. Giannis was.
Anthony Davis is
Within the-
2020, right? Everyone agrees on that.
I'm
No,
cool
I
with
think
that.
I think
well-
18 Anthony Davis.
Okay,
Well, no,
Joe has
are we
18.
including the playoffs as well, Mars? Because that's what I'm asking. Because like that's
If
going to
you
change
want,
the conversation.
that's your decision.
I think that's an important
So
factor.
you can-
So
you can
want
decide
to
how
include
you
the playoffs
deduce-
first.
Okay,
Yeah, you
well,
can
just
decide how you
run through it
deduce
then.
that.
Because if we're doing 2020 Giannis, then he ran into that Heat team was garbage, and then like
Yeah, and
the shooting issues
He
were
got,
very clearly there.
but
He got hurt. He rolled his
So
he
we're
did.
gonna
So he-
we're gonna allow one playoff
No,
series.
we're doing it 1 year. It's a year.
I understand, Swiper. Just let me finish what I'm saying. So we're gonna allow one playoff series to derail a whole season when he was clearly the best player.
No, I'm saying that like there's
that
we're
does
including-
tend to happen with people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're
ridiculous.
including
We
the
don't have
flaws
we don't
as
have
well,
to
though.
we don't have to nitpick a 5-game stretch
What?
of a full season to pretend like this dude still wasn't the best player.
I mean, I probably
do it however you want, I guess.
I
then.
do
I
agree with
don't
the
know.
premise. Yeah, I probably
Just
do
the
agree with
most
the premise.
important 5 games though that the person played.
If you say so. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
five
never
games,
gonna
that's
overwrite
ridiculous, bro.
a season because someone struggled for 3 or 4 games. That's never gonna happen to me. But that's what people do. So like, if you think 2020 isn't Giannis's peak because he struggled in the playoffs or whatever the case may be, then pick another year. Like I said, I went with 22. Chill went with 2020. You guys have your decision. Chill went with 2018 Anthony Davis. I went with 2020.
Cool.
I'm gonna go 24 Embiid. I'm gonna go this past year of Wemby. And
You're doing the
I'll
34 games
go-
from Embiid.
Yes. Before he got hurt,
yeah.
do you remember before he got hurt?
No, I
Swiper?
do remember. Yeah. Okay.
He would have
And
probably
then
been the
with
unanimous league
Jokic, I'll
MVP
probably
if had he
go
not gotten hurt.
20.
He would have won the league MVP.
I
going
might
away.
go 25 Jokic, to be honest. It might be 25 Jokic.
I mean, look, y'all. We can do if it makes it easy for y'all, we can do like a larger sample size and just stick with 1 year for Wimpy. You know, it's like
I
just
just
to
don't think
make it
Wemby
easy,
belongs
so
in
we
this
don't-
conversation because we ain't seen peak Wemby. 22 years old.
well,
We ain't seen him.
I don't think so
Oh,
either.
we've
Chill,
seen the
but
best
he's
he's
on
been
he's
so
on the
far.
graphic though. He's on the
Yeah,
graphic.
we've seen the best he's been so far, and the best he's been so far is not better than the best of Giannis. It's not better than the best of Joel Embiid, and not better than the best of Joker. I don't think.
Yeah,
Definitely,
agree
definitely not
with-
better than Giannis.
I agree with that.
To
So we know for sure. it's-
some
we-
people like
Yeah,
myself.
he's
think he
better
might be
than
better
all
than
of
some
them.
those people.
Except for
I
Giannis.
also
Okay.
think he's better than Anthony Davis. So
All right, so since we're here, Mars, the 25-26 Giannis, make an argument for him over 24 Joel Embiid.
what? Make an argument for
Not
this year's
Giannis. I'm
Giannis
sorry,
over
Wemby.
Embiid?
Wemby.
Oh, I don't think he's better than Embiid. But the
He's a
argument
better-
would
he's
be
a
that
way
he's
better
the most.
defender.
Yeah, the argument would be that he's the most transformative defender of like this century. That would be the argument with some of the highest offensive gravity in the NBA. And that if we're gonna once again go to the playoffs, in his first ever postseason run, he anchored the best postseason defense ever when he was on the court. That's all-time great impact. So when you're able to anchor an elite defense at all times when you're on the floor, regardless of matchups.
Yeah.
Well, once again, four different matchups in the playoffs. Even in the playoff series, he struggled against the Knicks. He still anchored a -10 defense. His rim protection changes games, obviously. His roll gravity changes games. And then he also has like gravity all the way out to the three-point line. So although I think Embiid is a better player, I don't think it's hard to make an argument for Wemby.
Which is, I think that's a fair argument.
I think we can all
I-
agree that Wemby should be number 1 on this list, right?
No. I don't
No,
agree.
we can't. Oh,
No.
that's-
Unless you're
that's-
trying to use
Fuck
foresight
no.
and say he will be.
Hmm.
But if you're saying right now, I don't think it's just, oh yeah, this year Wemby is just better than everyone has ever been. I don't agree with
Yeah.
that.
And you think that this version of Wemby was better than 20 Giannis?
Chill. I'll tell you how I make decisions. Vibes, Vorp, Victor.
There's no way he has a higher vault than Jokic. There's no way.
No way.
Yeah,
he does.
but he has better vibes.
But he's not better. But he's just not better than Giannis.
I'm curious. How is his vibes better? I'm curious.
He's 7'6", you're hezzy.
I'm in your head.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it.
you see how that turned out for
Well,
him.
yeah,
Close
that's
in that
it.
game.
You see how that turned out for him.
Yeah, that's right. That wasn't
Wait,
bad.
wait, chill. Did he miss 2 free throws or 1 free throw in that game?
In the meat and potatoes of the game.
Terrible
by the way.
example.
That was
By
the
way,
yeah,
Swipe.
that was with the game on the line. He missed those free
In
throws.
the meat
Yeah,
and
that's
potatoes
it.
of the game.
That's bad vibes, personally. That's bad vibes.
Matter of fact,
Everyone
Wemby
has
should have
a
been doing
different
less
vibe.
talking and more playing because
Of
he
the
disappeared.
guys,
He disappeared. Remember that they were up 29, chill, and he completed. He had 3 points in the second half, and he disappeared. We shot like nothing for nothing. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's the and I like Quinby, but yeah, clearly he needs to like.
He's got
to stop talking.
There's no way you looked at that Spurs supporting cast. And
no,
stop.
Like, I'm not doing
that.
No,
finals team.
Vibes when they beat OKC, everybody was they tweaked out when they beat OKC.
Penn picked the Spurs to win the series, by the way. So he's doing this in hindsight.
Nope.
Penn, vibes and warp aside, do you actually think Wemby this year is better than all of those players in their business?
If I had to win a playoff series, I'm probably going Jokic 1, but I'm going Wemby number 2.
Okay, so number 2.
But Swipe is here, so I feel like we're gonna get way too much Jokic plays as is. So I'm just
I'm
gonna pick Wemby number 1. And I'm gonna take. Hold on, I'm gonna take a note for my British panelist up here and not tell the truth. You know. Because my truth, y'all don't want to hear my truth. Serbian guy, saying Jokic.
I want to hear it. I'm interested.
Bro, okay, well, I just told you, but now zip it, and I'm just gonna go.
That's fine. Swipe from Penn of Jokic number 1. Ox has Giannis number 1.
I got Jokic number 1.
But can I say though? Can I say real quick? So just to be clear about this, because I do think that this matters because this is before I knew most of y'all up here, and I knew. Before, they're anti-agendas for certain players, but pushing agendas for another player. Giannis in that Celtic series, that was 34, 15, and 7. And he didn't shoot well to end the series. So that, obviously that happened. And he shot 46% from the field. But that was because Drew Holiday was garbage. Drew Holiday was complete and utter garbage in that series. Chris Middleton wasn't there. He had a 44, 20, and 6 game in game 6, and they lost because Jason Tatum had a 46-point game in game 6. He had 25, 20, and 9. In game 7. Now, because Drew Holiday was pure garbage, he missed almost every shot he took in the fourth quarter of that game because he was exhausted. Because if you remember the defensive series that he was having versus the Celtics as well, they were up 3-2, should have closed the series out, but boy, oh boy, ask anybody else but Giannis to show up in game 6 and make a bucket in the second half. They sucked. And then Giannis also missed some shots in that fourth. But then if you remember the Grant Williams special, because they planted their whole defense in game 7 around nobody else but Grant. And Grant Williams would have set 27 points in that game. And I want to say he made 7 threes, if that's the amount of threes that he made. And it got so bad, Chill. He made the corner threes first, and then he started making pull-up, hezzy tween, closeout threes from the wing. And then that ended up costing them the game out.
Actively, they left him wide.
But he was covered by that point. They were
You mean
here.
after the 5th 3 that he made?
I mean, it was like after 3, but nonetheless, Grant got smooth hot. Like he got uncontrollable hot at that point. And that's what put that game away. It's like the J-Mac game in 2024 for Denver when he went 8 of 10 and Anthony Edwards had 3 points.
Was there a separation? Because I feel like with Giannis, even though I think 20 was the best version of him. Was there a separation between him and the rest of the players in the league? Because I still feel like, James was in that conversation as the best player in the league.
Well, James he got hurt, right? Was that what that was?
No, that was in 20.
What year we talking about?
22?
No, that was in 20.
What happened
I'm talking
in
about 20. I'm talking about the year that COVID shut the season down. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, James was the best player in the world.
I think one of the coolest things.
I think he was too, Swiper. I do.
I mean, regular season you can say whichever, right? But then
that's what I'm talking about.
Once we got to the playoffs, I think LeBron, like that shot making would be special. Yeah,
but like the true greats, they don't usually invite a lot of comparison during their peaks. Like people just kind of just leave it alone. They know to leave it alone. Like when people were asking like Michael Jordan, or people be like, shut up. Like seriously, just shut up. This is not a conversation. He's Black Jesus, right? When people ask about Victor Wembanyama as a defender, other defenders say we don't count him. He's an alien. Let's talk about non-Wemby defenders. He just not even close because he has so significantly lapped the defensive impact. And in Wemby's own words, if defense is half the game, then how is he not dominant? Especially because he's not a negative offensive player. First of all, he can hit free throws.
He has been a negative offensive player. He wasn't,
but he's not a negative offensive player.
No, he was though in the finals though.
Okay, so we're using one series. Then
no, I'm saying
we're doing the 5-game thing again, but everyone is different once again. So like,
I'm not saying that he's an overall negative player.
5 games that Wemby wasn't great offensively, then you can say cool. But once again, Penn is talking about a whole season. You can't.
No, obviously
then-
he's not
He
a
said he's
negative.
not a negative
Okay,
offensive
let me
player.
put it this
Yeah,
way.
he's
Like,
not,
like
for
he wasn't
sure.
His
a fan,
supporting
that doesn't-
cast is insanely young. So I'm going to give him a little bit of bail on that. I'm going to say that he is not playing with anything close
Okay,
to
but
a
Dylan
guard.
Harper
that
showed
I-
up in no game though.
Okay,
Like,
look, I
that's
think
what I'm confused about.
sometimes when
And-
you look
Pin,
at players,
can't
just
we keep
just
going,
like when
Pin,
we're
keep
talking
going.
about summer league, when we're talking about summer league, we're talking about context, we're talking about role, we're talking about a lot of things. I'm just saying, sometimes the way I think about basketball is in a pure hypothetical, because I like to level the playing field behind players that we're comparing. If one guy gets to play off of Jason Kidd, another guy gets to play off of, I don't know, James Harden, and then the other guy is receiving passes from Steph Castle and De'Aaron Fox, I don't think that's a fair playing field. I'm looking at this from what could I do with a player this good? That's the true measure of how great you are. Not, oh well, you're on the team with another guy who takes 25 shots, so now you average 22 points per game. When I think about Scottie Pippen as a basketball player in the 90s, I'm thinking about him as like an overall player. Like, what can you do when you don't have Michael Jordan? Because that's what really is the measure. How can you maximize Jordan?
Well, if we're doing
And how
that,
can
we're not. The reason why we ain't doing that is
Well,
because
they
there's
do
nobody up here.
play minutes without him,
Okay,
right?
so if that's the case, then none of these dudes, because you just literally brought up a little while ago, Vorp. Nobody up here has a higher Vorp than Joker. None of these dudes. Because
Cool.
when he's
Here's
off the
Jokic
floor,
number one. Here's Jokic
Yeah,
number one.
I don't know how we haven't talked about Jokic being number one yet. Like, is this a
What do you
thing
mean?
that?
The whole bottom row has him number one.
Okay, maybe I missed something. Maybe it was just me, but I felt like we was going a lot on Giannis and Wemby, and so are we trying to figure out number two in
And
this
who's-
order?
who-
Or
who's the-
Ox is Giannis number one. You three on the bottom row have Jokic number one, and we don't know who Chill has. I'm
Who do
assuming Jokic.
who do
We
you
do
have
have
number
number
one?
one.
Embiid.
Boy.
Hmm.
I mean,
I don't think this is that. To be honest with you, it's not that difficult. I think it's Jokic. I do.
Okay, so four of you have Jokic, and then me and Ox are the outliers.
you guys got
I
Embiid?
think it's Jokic.
no.
Well, no,
Ox
I
got
have Giannis, he has
right?
Giannis.
And the
Yeah.
reason why I think it's Jokic, because the thing that you just brought up, Penn, you just brought up the logic of both sides of the basketball. But I've used this talking point plenty of times, and I will die on this hill. I think there's exceptions offensively. Magic was an exception offensively. Steph Curry was an exception offensively. James Harden is an exception offensively.
So is Luka.
Nikola Jokic offensively is an exception. How much better he was offensively than everybody
Defense
else.
was good too. I mean, I'm not looking
I'm not
to be
even-
right that
I'm-
year.
I don't think people
Wait,
get.
How
wait,
much
what year
better?
did you
How
pick
much
up
better
Jokic?
is
What
Jokic
year
on
did you pick
offense
Jokic?
than
I think
Joel
he clears
and
Giannis on. I think it's a gap between him and Giannis offensively.
Okay, and he
How does Jokic
Joel
clear
too.
24 Embiid on offense? In your opinion, how does he?
I'm-
clear
I'm-
it?
how?
Jokic distributes. He gets everybody involved. He makes the team
To
and
answer your question-
everybody on the
But
floor
Embiid
better,
was
though.
getting everybody involved. in
To answer
24.
to answer your question, Miles, I think that the separator, like you just talked about with Wemby as a defender, I think that the separator with Joker is his ability to process. That ability to process separates him from Joel Embiid off the strength that I am so much better at reading defenses, making the correct play, whether it's getting a bucket, whether it's getting somebody else involved, whether it's manipulating your defense. I am so much better at that than everybody else that I feel like that separates me. On top of that, my ability, and you know how I feel about a guy being able to rebound on the defensive end to stop plays. I think he's the best defensive rebounder in the game, even at that time. I think he's the best defensive rebounder in the game. I think that Joel.
What year
Embiid,
did you pick? 23.
Yes, I think that Joel Embiid.
The bonus.
I think that overall, I think Joel Embiid overall was a better defensive player than him. But I feel like Jokic's ability to defensive rebound and stop plays, compounded with his ability on offense, I just think that he was just clear of those guys.
Like we
What-
talk about relative efficiency a lot, right? Like Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Victor Wembanyama. We talk about how much they lower the percentage of their opponents at the rim because of their rim protection, and obviously Nikola Jokic not the greatest in this area. However, and I'm not going to bring up another diatribe about how he does all this other stuff defensively, which is very important because he does. He's communicative. He's doing all this stuff. What about offensively? It's one thing to talk about Jokic as a shooter, Jokic as a pick and pop player, Jokic as a diverse offensive creator, but also like the efficiency of his teammates very much depends on the gravity and his ability to bend the court and manipulate the defense. And I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna value one guy's ability to make teams 10% less efficient at the rim, we need to value another guy's ability to make his own team 10% more efficient at the rim. Like, do you know what I mean? It works both ways.
Jokic does that.
That's what I'm saying. That's
At
why
a high
he's
level.
Yeah, he's making the Jokic argument. No one's arguing with you about Jokic, man. You're like, everyone seems to be on your side. Like you're like,
Maybe
Manny was prepared for war, and he came, and everyone's
I
just like,
think where we get
Okay,
the separator is at number 2. And Ox, I need you to put together an argument of why Giannis is better than Jokic.
We
just go with vibes. It's a good argument.
Because to be honest with you, Ox, as much as we talk about it and as much as you say it, it's not clear to me that Giannis is better than him. It's just not.
Yeah,
why is he better than him, Ox?
in just simple terms, the defensive gap is like this. The offensive gap, if there is one, is like this.
Nope.
There's no like all this PRA stuff y'all do for Jokic is very entertaining. It's very entertaining, but I don't see the. I mean, there's clearly impact. Jokic is obviously great. Obviously great. All these players we're talking about are obviously great, right?
Sure.
So I'm not trying to say that he's not when I say this. I'm just talking about in this conversation amongst these giants. There is no gap to me on that offensive end chill. It's another thing like because Giannis is passing, Joel's passing is so underrated. It's so underrated. I don't understand, you know what I'm saying, where it's coming from. Giannis is on offense, Giannis is better in transition. You know what I'm saying? Getting up the floor, all of that. Passing in transition and finishing in transition.
Passing in transition.
That's a little tough.
Yes, absolutely. It's like there are so many things that Giannis can do on offense that Jokic can't do, whereas there's not that many things Jokic can do that Giannis can't do. The gap on offense is not that big, if it exists at all, and the gap on defense is astronomical.
Okay, so Ox, you just brought up that the gap is not that big.
Joker said this with a straight face.
Yeah, so Giannis as a passer, just being able to process defenses and being a passer. What do you think? Do you think he's a better passer?
I think Jokic is a better passer, sure, but
Okay,
I don't think that is as impactful as y'all do.
Okay, so
and we've had that conversation plenty of times.
So let's stay right
it's
there.
Like
so
if we're on the court together and I have Manny on that weak side, I could take a dribble and do this and pass it to him and he can score it, or I could dribble, spin move, boom, and dunk the basketball. And it's 2 points.
You know what else you could do too, Ox? You could also recognize that Manny just knocked down 2 shots, and Manny got it going.
So what? There's still 2 points.
Okay, no. It's not just 2 points, Ox. I'm getting him even more involved in the offense, which is going to.
I don't need to get him involved.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about when we go back to this bullshit about a dude just being better at basketball. Giannis is not better at basketball than Joker. No, he fucking isn't.
But he is, though.
No, he is.
I mean,
no, he is not.
Well, to your point, it makes a difference because if I done hit 2 in a row,
because I'm tired of Ox downplaying this shit. Like Joker is just.
I hear that, Manny.
That shit is crazy to me.
You know that makes a difference, Ox. You know damn well that makes a difference.
It can make a difference.
And you still feed me. By the time you need rest and I'm still on the floor, it's going to be a little bit different. I might not go and get 30 that night, but I might finish with above my average and get 12 because I done already hit a couple and I'm just feeling like I'm confident enough to pull up and make some shots.
Okay, Manny. So look, Giannis also is a very decent passer. He's a very decent passer. I didn't say he was as good. He was as good as Jokic passing, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna do list. I think that we could just do grades. We could do grades. We don't have to do lists. We could do grades. Okay. Jokic could be an A+ passer, and Giannis can be a C+, B- passer. Whatever. That's a gap. That's a big enough gap for you guys to be satisfied. Fine. Okay.
That's community college versus Harvard.
It's not. What the.
I mean, all he said was Giannis is a pretty decent passer. All
right, but Manny, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. Let's get back on track.
Welcome to community college.
You can. Just hold on. He is a decent passer, man. He could still move the ball, right? So once again, everything that Jokic is good at on offense, Giannis is also good at, and the passing is at least decent.
Jump shooting.
Jokic, now this whole Jokic shooting myth, I'm tired of.
No,
Myth.
You think it's a gimmick?
Yo, Ox, this conversation would bother you so
Jokic
much if it was about a player you actually liked a lot.
Regardless of how good you think Jokic is.
Fine. He's a better. Okay, fine. Fine. But wait. No, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that because I'm still trying to tell Manny what I'm saying.
You're not closing out on.
He don't. But the thing is, Giannis don't have to shoot. He could do whatever he wants. You still can't stop. You still can't stop him. So whatever.
Giannis does pretty
on
much
this, but Giannis, he doesn't have to shoot that three ball because he can do whatever he wants.
All
right,
he can do whatever he wants. Manny. But you know what Jokic can't do?
No, we're talking about peaks, correct?
Jokic can't guard his shadow.
You know we're talking about peaks, correct?
In his peak, Jokic couldn't guard his shadow. Never. Jokic could never guard his shadow. The defensive, maybe he did for 3 games. That 3-game sample size.
I think this is why it's not worth engaging with. He obviously did.
Crazy.
No, shout out. No, look, shout out.
Shout out. Facts.
No,
Jokic can't guard shit. Jokic does not belong in this number 1 conversation.
Right.
It's Giannis or it's Joel. It's either Giannis or it's Joel.
Sure.
Because they both, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the.
Hold on.
Why wouldn't Anthony Davis and Wemby also be above Jokic by like?
I forgot about AD, but because I've said it before. I got AD. We've had that conversation plenty of times.
Jokic should be 4, so Jokic should be 4 for you.
I mean, because Wemby only got a little bit. Bro, y'all know I got AD over Jokic. I've said that plenty of times.
You ain't the only one. I know.
Is AD over Giannis for you?
No, Giannis is number 1. Giannis is better than Harden. Giannis is so obviously number 1 to me.
This is like a very mundane way to talk about it, though. I just don't think it's more
I'm sure it's mundane. It's true. I don't.
No, but I'm saying Giannis
can be
is
mundane and true
incredible.
at the same
I think
time.
comparing those things is just not it's not really worthwhile because at the end of the day, it's like overall impact. And I think I don't really want to talk about Joker because there's really no point. To me on this platform.
No. Hang on.
I think. Hold on, real quick. I haven't talked this whole time.
Dude can't guard my daughter.
I'm saying, but again, that's you're allowed to push that narrative on PC because
it's not a narrative.
It is.
Don't do that shit with just because. No, hold on, because Swiper does this thing where he tries to downgrade the platform. Like, you guys can get away with that on PC. You can get away with that on PC. I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't give a shit if he was on Locked On Denver. He doesn't play defense anywhere. It's not a narrative. It's a fact. There's nowhere. There's no platform in the world. It's not all right. There's no platform in the world that would sit there and lie to you about Jokic. You don't know what objectively means.
You just
because there's nowhere in the world where you can get up on their platform, turn the camera on. No. I don't care how many mics you got. There's nowhere in the world. You can go and say that Jokic plays defense.
And so, since we're talking about
nowhere in the world where Jokic you can go anywhere and Jokic play defense. Nowhere.
We're going to talk about him being the best version of himself as a defender. We're
2022
doing
to
21. I'm not done, Pin. I'm not done. I'm tired of people cutting me off. What I'm saying is that we're talking peaks. He clearly was able to play defense. Was he at the level of these other guys? No, but that's fine. But I think at some point there has to be a concession. But I'm saying that's a myth, and if you want to push a myth, because no one's going to push back against you, and you believe you're going to believe what you believe, and that's one thing. But that's a lie. I'm saying you're lying. But
I don't care what you're
ignoring information to say that. What the issue is when you do that, you're showing you didn't watch.
No. What the issue is when he does that, we can see him. No, that's the issue. When he doesn't play defense, we can see.
So in 2023, that's the issue. So watch this, Ox. So you're saying in 2023, when he was guarding Anthony Davis, he did not play good defense on Anthony Davis, is what you're saying?
It's a lie.
Because you're in your mind, there's no way for him to defend Anthony Davis. That's what you're saying? I'm asking.
So you're okay. Question. So are you asking me that have I ever seen Jokic play defense for a game?
Well, it's a peak. No, it's a series. The whole series, the whole playoff run. It's a whole playoff run.
His defense was not up to par. No, it wasn't.
Then explain why over 4
No, explain. I don't think there's no convincing Ox of what happened. I'm saying
there's no convincing anybody. We all watched it.
But Ox, I'm saying that the issue is there's too much film that happened that season in the playoffs for you to make that argument with credibility. So I'm saying that instead of just enjoying that conversation and just moving on, if you don't think it's Jokic, fine. I was making an argument for Giannis, number 1 in 22. That's where I started this whole thing. I think that's it's easier conversation to have here as opposed to trying to go through Jokic's peak as a defender. Yeah. Because that there's no agreement there. Like Jokic clearly was a good defender that entire run. And he spent more time guarding Anthony Davis than Anthony Davis guarding him. Like Jokic was so good. He made the narrative what there are no centers left in the NBA. Like that's what I'm trying to get people to remember. Like that's what happened. He played versus Bam, Rudy, and Anthony Davis. They said there were no centers left in the league. That's what happened after that run. So I think some of this is talk about Giannis. Giannis had a great run in 2022. He was phenomenal during the regular season, and then in 2022 versus the Celtics, that was one of the best things I've ever seen in the 2020s. He had no help though. That's the difference. No help, none whatsoever in that series.
In 2020,
if Giannis would have had in 2022, if Giannis had Chris Middleton that year, they win the title because they would have beat that Warriors team without a question to me. Without a question, they would have got out of that series in 6. They would have beat the Warriors team. Giannis would have 2 rings, 2 DPOYs, and 2 MVPs. And then the whole conversation about Giannis.
DPOY he only got one.
He didn't win in my bad. Yeah, he didn't win that year. Yeah, so he would have 1 DPOY, 2 Finals MVPs, and 2 MVPs. And I think that would have been more reflective of how good Giannis was from 19 to 22 than what some of the narrative is around him. And I think Giannis, now I said this too, I don't think Giannis should have got out of that round versus the Nets. I think that was completely garbage why they got out of it. I think they had so many injuries. They had no chance but to win that game. KD was phenomenal, obviously. Didn't score in overtime in that game 6. Is that what it was? It was game 7 that series? I do think this. I think Giannis got lucky, obviously, in that run. But and then the Hawks series happened, he got hurt. But then he went to the Sun series. It was ridiculous. Like
so you have Giannis number 2 is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, all wire to wire, I think it's Giannis. Yeah, for sure. Wire to wire, I think it's Giannis. Absolutely.
Manny?
I'm at Jokic still.
Yeah, Jokic 1.
Jokic, number 2, I go Embiid.
Okay, Jokic, Embiid, Penn.
I already said that I have Wemby. But I do want to add something very, very quickly here because I was trying to get this off. Between 2022 and 2026, when I think most average fans would say Giannis was still a really good defender and that Jokic was a really terrible defender, I just want to bring up, as Mars knows exactly where I'm going, between those 4 years, that Nikola Jokic actually swung the defensive rating for his team more than Giannis over that 4-year span. The Nuggets defense from 2022 to 2026, the Nuggets defense was 3 points per 100 possessions better with Jokic on the floor than on the bench. Giannis was only 2. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that.
That includes some of Giannis's lineups with.
Thanks for the information. So. I appreciate the information. I always like more information. With that information, do you think Jokic was a better defender than Giannis in those years?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just saying he's not.
Mars. The start to that 22 season though, he was going crazy. Remember he had those three game win blocks through January.
I think Jokic is probably the best he was defensively, in my opinion.
I thought it was 24, but that's just me.
Well, no, 24. They were crazy too. That was a crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was 24. But
shout out Casey.
Make no mistake about it, Ox, because I know what you look at. Wait a minute. Look, make no mistake about it. At no point on any level has Joker ever been a better defensive player than Giannis. So let's stop this right now.
Chill. No point has he ever been a good defender. Not a better defender than Giannis.
Let's not
been a good defender.
I feel like that goes a little.
I mean, like you're saying he's never been a better defender than Giannis. He's never been a good defender.
I think it's 24.
Who do you have number 2? Because you have Giannis.
Just
I got Joel number 2.
Okay, so you have Joel. Phil, who do you have number 2?
So Giannis, you're not going to vote for Giannis?
He has Giannis 1 and Joel 2. That's what he said.
I'm saying.
And Chill has Jokic 1 and who 2?
Giannis.
Okay, so we have
terrible.
Giannis, Joel, Wemby, Joel, Giannis, and then me number 2. I think I got Jokic at 2. Yeah, I got Jokic at 2. So
who was your number 1? Because that becomes
Embiid.
So you got Embiid at 2 then.
So Embiid by the consensus.
Whoa.
Pause. Go ahead.
We're doing Anthony Davis, right?
Yeah.
He's involved in this conversation.
So you can have AD too if you want.
Because again, we already laid down some parameters. And Mars, you like the 39 games. I mean, I think this says a lot about Joel Embiid because you think that barely a half a season of Joel Embiid is better than anything that you dudes did.
Well, I'm saying the level of player Joel Embiid was in 24 is better than everyone else. That's why I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like just that 1 year.
Not his game. He's 2 times better where he can play 39 games and they can play 82. And I'd rather have Joel Embiid. If you ask me who I'd rather have on my team, I'd rather have the healthier ones. Just they're healthy. But if you ask me who's a better basketball player, I think Joel's the best.
Wait. First 32 games of this year from Jokic and first 32 from Embiid in 24.
Prior to the Miami.
Yeah, remember that was the third. What was it? 30, 12. And
when I was saying that might be Jokic might be having his best season. That Jokic.
Whatever. Yeah.
Jokic. Not Jokic. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Joel
Jokic
Embiid.
was going crazy. Yeah,
I'll take Joel Embiid over that.
I don't know, bro. That Christmas Day game with the Orlando right after that, and then going to that Heat game. I thought I was about to see something.
I mean, I have no qualms with what Jokic was doing. Like once again, I have Jokic number 2. Like there's nothing wrong with it. And I think once you start extending these years more than one, I would take Jokic number 1 because I do think 24 Embiid was like a different level from even 23 and 22. And then I do think he could have maintained it, but obviously injuries just took their toll. So I think once you extend it to more than one season or more than 1 year, I wouldn't have Embiid number 1 anymore. But if you're doing just 1 year, which is what the parameters were because we had to include Wemby, I would have Embiid number 1. Just that level of player was ridiculous to me.
It's
him and maybe Giannis. It depends how I feel about which year I think is his peak. Are the only 2 I would say were simultaneously top 5 offensive and defensive players in the league. They're the only 2 I would say that potentially for, and Giannis is more of a question, depending on what year I pick. Embiid for me is undeniable. In 24, he was a top 5 offensive and defensive player. I would probably lean towards top 3 in both, but I'll leave that alone.
I think the divide with me, Mars, with Joel Embiid, which to be honest with you, he was nothing short of fantastic. I think that with me, the consistency is where you lose me, and that's it. Not in terms of him, not in terms of him as a player, because we did see during that season, did we not? We saw 50 and 10, 42 and 15, 39 and 15. We saw that kind of stuff. But if I only get that for barely a half a season, I can't put that over what I saw from Giannis in 2020 when he was elite on both sides of the ball. I can't put that ahead of Joel. I can't put that ahead of Joker, who at that point, even though he was a champion, like that year, the jump shooting, the consistency of it. Like you and I had a conversation during that season where you thought the long ball was a gimmick. Like, no, he's not going to keep doing this, only except he did do it.
Oh, yeah.
For the entire season. Like, ain't no way that this is Joker for a whole season, only except it was Joker for the entire season, right? So, I mean, I think it's stuff like that matter to me a little bit more. That's why there's a divide with me and you when it comes to
if your
that,
reservation with Embiid is health related, like, I'm not gonna argue. Like, it's undeniable. The guy missed a lot of games, and the guy didn't even, like, even his best year, he played half the year. So like, I'm not arguing a health perspective. So like, if that's why you have Joel Embiid last, I'm not about to push back on it. As long as you can see where I'm at, where the level of player he was in that year, to me, is the highest level of
MVP, and it was going to be
but
unanimous.
Once again, if you have him lower because of health, I'm not about to push back on that. I don't even think it's a worthwhile argument. Just I know what I saw that 23-24 season, and that player to me is better than all of them. So
he was going to win it going away.
Chill, you brought up the 23.
I was talking about unanimous MVP. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, you brought up 23.
He was going to win it going away. It wasn't.
Yeah, you brought up 23, and I'm
at 24.
I'm saying he brought up 24 Embiid. And then the conversation is 23 Jokic, but if you ask me, I'm that 32 game. I'm taking. I'm walking away happy like with that.
Oh, perfectly fine. Yeah, that might be that. Giannis had a crazy stretch. I want to say maybe in 23. They went like the Bucks went like 16-0 or something. Giannis was going crazy.
They went
7. They were 31-13 before what's got fired.
Something like like that. Like that was insane. Obviously Wemby like February onwards this year was going crazy.
Well, the best individual player though is probably Embiid. Every time he saw Jokic in Philly for about 2 years. And like he got up for that matchup. Then he had 40, 47, and 15, I think in January, like January 28th.
22 to 24. Every time Embiid and Jokic matched up, Embiid, I was like, he was scoring 40 like every time. So shout out to him. But yeah, I would have Jokic too. I just think once again, the offense is just ridiculous. Top tier 1 offensive player ever for me. I'm not as low on the defense as like Ox is. I don't think he's good, but I do think he's had stretches where in certain matchups he can be viable and can even be solid. But I wouldn't then paint you as a good defender because you're not bad in every matchup. So yeah, I think he was an okay defender at his best. Offensively, probably the best player on the list. I think that's enough for me to have him at number 2. And then number 3, I would have Giannis. But Giannis and Wemby could interchange for me. But I would probably go with Giannis at 3. And then AD is last. So I have Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Wemby, Anthony Davis.
Yeah. So I'm going Giannis, Joel, AD, Wemby, Jokic.
So just to clarify, you're going Giannis, Joel, AD, Cooper Flag, Wemby, Jokic.
Boom.
Whoa.
Manny?
Whoa. I'm going Jokic, Embiid, then I got to throw in Giannis and AD.
I mean, if we're able to just say this guy against this team, my God, did you see what Victor Wembanyama did to the Chicago Bulls this year?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in the
He averaged 40 points in 33 minutes with 14 rebounds and shot 60% from 3. Okay, cool.
We actually came up here and had that conversation that I was in the Matrix. Like I'm thinking at 15
remember
years old.
Wemby against Dallas opening night? That was against Anthony Davis.
By the way, I mean we could also flip that around. I mean, Joel Embiid put 70 on Victor Wembanyama. So
there's
I don't know who Joel doesn't. He gave Anthony Davis a triple-double in 20 minutes. So
like some things that get said on this platform, and this is not like me doing the whole this is PC thing that Swiper did on Friday. But this is just like some things get said and then they get repeated because they don't get challenged, and then people start believing them, and then the more they say them, they just start to believe.
What happens? So
this Jokic is a bad defender thing, like this terrible defender shit. It's just wrong. It's flat out wrong. Every terrible defender in the league that you can think of over a large enough sample size would produce a negative result. And the center position is probably the most important position in basketball defensively. So if you're a terrible defender as a center, you can go back to Enes Kanter.
The fact that he's better than Valanciunas defensively doesn't mean he's then not bad.
But a 113 defensive rating isn't bad. But a
heavy lifting Aaron Gordon, man.
Nobody said he's great.
But I think you have to parse it, Penn. I think even with that, though, the way you have to address that is you have to be specific about runs and like seasons. There are good seasons and then there are bad seasons for Joker, and I think that's the problem. That's where everybody gets caught in between. I think that
I'm arguing how bad are. Sorry, Swiper. I don't really appreciate being cut off. Swiper. What I'm saying is, okay.
It's because you said it earlier.
You said it earlier. You were
because I was quiet for 30 minutes.
Ken, what's the gap between Joker and Cat as a defender?
I think historically Jokic has been a better defender. But Cat had a really good, first couple of years, and he had a what Cat did in these playoffs is probably
Isn't that
better.
the same argument for Jokic? Is that he has good playoff runs?
Yes,
so
and that's what this is about. We're talking about peak Jokic. We're not talking about. We're not talking about Jokic in 2020.
Cat in this postseason was better defensively.
But there are things that Cat does well defensively, and that he's always done well defensively. He's a big body, and he guards the post really well. He doesn't move his feet super well in space. So if you have a coach that's willing to mask those deficiencies, and you have a roster around him like an OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, you stack the roster with defensive guards. I'm sorry, Jamal Murray is a sieve. He's one of the worst defenders. No offense, but
that's not in every season.
I think he's a horrible. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I think Jamal Murray is a horrible defender. That's a player I'm willing to say.
I think the last 2 years, yes, but before that, no. But
okay, he wasn't horrible before. He was bad. So he went from okay to bad to horrible. Okay, so good luck with the next 3 years with Jamal Murray. My point is, for a big man to have any defensive liability that you consistently have to cover for, your resources are being sucked away. So guys like Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, guys who have like that more defensive ace mentality, even like as a Christian Brown, right? Christian Brown's okay. He's a goodish defender. He's not negative.
Goodish.
Those guys have to now guard. If Jokic is also having one of those games where he's also being terrible, he has loud bad moments. He has like he doesn't jump, or he gets dunked on, or
you mean the most important thing that you're supposed to do at the 5 spot, which is protect the rim?
Nobody is consistent, chill. But when you have Cat is not consistently attacked in the paint.
Yes, he is.
He's not
Yes, he
consistently
is.
attacked because he has great perimeter defenders. My point is, your perimeter defender, nobody stops anybody in the NBA. Let's just be real. Like maybe Asar Thompson and Ben Thompson and Scotty Barnes can do it a little bit, but like the reality is everyone's going to get beat. Can you offer me 3 seconds of resistance so I can just get back into the play?
No, Jokic can't.
What grades would you give Jokic on defense, A through F? We're talking about peak Jokic. What grade?
I would give him a
2024 Jokic.
I would give him a.
Don't say B.
I would give him a B minus. B minus to a C plus.
B minus. Manny, what
C
would you
plus.
give him? B minus.
That's
C
exactly
plus.
where I was going. I go B minus for peak year.
Swiper.
B minus. I don't.
Wait, when Marsh?
Whenever you determine his peak is a player.
Peak
What grade
Jokic.
would you
I mean,
give him?
what's the grade that you
yeah,
give him?
his peak he was a B. Yeah, that's not a question. He's been an F though multiple times. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to take one bad performance and be like, oh, all of a sudden he's a bad defender. Or
I don't think it's fair to take one good performance and say, oh, he's a good defender.
You can't.
That's what's happening.
If anyone is
just
using
because
the
you
floor
aren't
as
like
well,
exceptional.
You
This is
cannot be
boring,
7
but-
feet tall.
Wait, Manny,
Yeah.
Manny, you give him a B, you give him a B, Manny. Could you
B minus,
name
yeah.
B minus? Could you name some other B's and maybe a C plus, so I can kind of see the range
He wants
of
the
what a
names.
good?
He wants the names.
No, yes, I do, so I can know what that looks like. I want to know
Wait,
what
Mark,
Manny
was
considers
Giannis
a
in the
B.
Nature series? What was his defensive grade?
What would you say, Manny?
No,
If I'm grading some guys, now I need to think about it for a second, because if I'm grading, I'll give a better explanation, and then I can come up with some specific examples of other players. But I say Jokic is a B minus in terms of his defense because, okay, yeah, he's not going to be the premier defensive anchor where it's like we got to figure out how to game plan around Jokic every time we're trying to score the ball or whatever. But he's also not going to be a complete bum on defense.
They've literally never done that. No team has ever schemed.
If I give you some
No
names-
team has ever
actually.
schemed for Jokic's
Yeah,
defense.
they actually have.
What would you Zubac, man?
What's funny enough, Manny, if Coach Bo actually said that very thing in the finals, by the way.
Manny, what would you consider Zubac on defense?
Oh gosh,
Zubac, I'd give.
We're talking about the best version of him,
I
man.
think-
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, best
We're talking
version
about
of
the best
him.
version of him.
A plus. Best version of Zubac, I'm giving him some sort of A through A plus,
Great
A
player,
minus. Like I give him the best version.
Y'all are the worst teachers. If
What about
he is an
Sengun?
A plus, where the hell is Wemby? A plus,
he's
plus,
bad
plus,
at
plus,
shooting.
plus, plus,
He's bad.
plus.
That's what I'm
Nobody
saying. Like,
argues who
This
Wemby
is
is
true
as a
too.
defender.
Victor
Because
Wembanyama
nobody
is
knows how
A
you
plus.
scale it. And
Now,
also,
grade
he-
according.
think we're
They're
looking at
saying
it
at
a
their
little
peak.
too
They're saying at
simple.
their peak, though, Pin.
I think we're looking at it a
Zubac
little too
has
simple
never
too,
touched
because Ox, you brought up a good
Wemby's
point.
peak.
But
Aaron
Zubac
Gordon.
has absolutely had
Aaron
a
Gordon, right,
top
Manny?
3
Aaron
DPOY.
Gordon.
As you were saying, Manny. As you were
You
saying,
brought up a
Manny.
great point of Aaron Gordon. I think a lot of times in these situations when we talk about this guy's bad on defense, this guy's bad on defense, I mean, it's not one person that's playing defense. The whole team has to play defense. So a guy having a guy like Aaron Gordon on the floor to help Jokic at times, Peyton Watson on the floor to help Jokic at times, like it's gonna make the game easier for Jokic defensively. And this also happens across the league with plenty of other guys. Like with Wemby, his perimeter guys who play defense, it does help him. Obviously, we know Wemby is a different threshold. He's the anchor of that team, but ultimately it makes the game easier. So if you don't have another guy who's extremely helpful for you on the defensive side, if Aaron Gordon isn't playing this game, if Peyton Watson isn't playing this game, if Christian Brown isn't playing this game, and now there's more attention and more things you need to attend to on the defensive side, it makes a difference. It genuinely
Real
makes
talk.
a difference. And it's silly that we sitting here talking about, oh, he doesn't play good defense. He doesn't play good defense anymore. When it's like he clearly he's not a waste man on the defensive side. Like I think that's the part where it's just blowing my mind. It's like I can deal with, okay, Embiid is a better defender than Jokic. Giannis is a better defender
They're
than
all
Jokic.
better defenders than Joker.
Exactly. I can sit here and agree with that, and I would never argue that. But
Okay,
I
but let
think
me-
it's a little
but let me-
silly when we
just
say
for-
he's bad.
Why is Anthony
not
Davis?
good.
Why is Anthony Davis a better all-time player, like better all-around player than Jokic? Like I guess Ox believes that. It's like what?
Ox
what
is the only
it?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it that makes him?
But I still want to. I still want to get to this with Manny. I'm still curious about these certain things. We got time to stay on one topic and not just bounce around.
Sure.
So
I do got to bounce in a little bit, but let me know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Let's
right.
hear it.
That's right. I'm just curious, Mandy, because you said earlier, and I think me and Mars were trying to respond to that, but we weren't allowed to. And you said that you can't just take a guy, a few times, a few games of playing bad defense and said he's a bad defender. Would you not agree that this is kind of the opposite of what's going on right now? Would you not agree that you guys are kind of picking, like Swiper picked a couple playoff series and maybe a game or two, and wouldn't we say that that's more so like a few times where he showed that he can actually play some decent defense, and that we're doing that right now, like we're inflating that?
Manny, say no because you pick years.
Wait, just let Manny speak for himself.
I see it working where we're using each stretch to the advantage of our own argument. I see we're pulling these bad examples of, well, Jokic was bad this season, so he's a bad defender. And I see the other side of it too, of like, okay, well, Jokic had also this good stretch. He had this great season of playing great defense, this series of playing great defense, and we're using both sides to our own benefit of the argument. But my thing is, if he's had good and bad stretches, that obviously he's not a bad defender. Like he's not a bum on the defensive side. I think that's like saying, okay, I go get 40 one night, all of a sudden I'm Michael Jordan. Like you got to put me in those conversations. No,
right? I understand that.
You also had games where you put up 8 points and that's it. Like that's it. Like I feel like it's a threshold, and we can't immediately say, oh, he put up 40. He's good now. Or, this guy taking it back to defense. Oh, he played good defense. He's a top tier defender. And we can't look at the other side and say, oh, he didn't play defense this possession. He didn't play defense this season. He's not a good defender at all. I think it's a medium in that element and a medium in that conversation.
I see where you're coming from. I think it's just simple to watch Jokic play basketball, and you could just see it. Like I don't think it's very difficult at all. I don't think you have to have a trained eye. I don't think you have to be a basketball savant. I think all you have to know is the rules of the game, and all you have to know is that when this team is on this side of the court, they're trying to stop this team from scoring, and when this over here, they're trying to put that ball in that thing. And when you know those simple rules of basketball, you understand this motherfucker right here ain't guarding anybody, right? But so that's in my only. Well, that's just my eyes. My eyes. Maybe your eyes are a little more trained than mine, man. I'm just saying from my basic basketball knowledge, that's what I'm seeing, right? And just to answer the question about everybody here, with this group of guys in particular, my simple reasoning to this is that all of these guys we're talking about are so far and away, clearly like 3-4 tiers ahead on the defensive end, and their offensive gap isn't big enough to make up for that. And a few of these guys, the offensive gap is damn near non-existent, is the reason why I have these guys better than Jokic. Just simple. Just simple as that.
I can't agree with that, Ox.
I know. I already know that. I was just trying to answer a question that I was asked previously.
I do.
That's fair.
So wait, what comparable offensive seasons or runs do you think, like with the 23 run, for instance, like what other comparable seasons do you feel like there are? No, I'm asking Ox about Giannis and AD. Because you said Giannis, AD, and Embiid and them.
Well, I think those last couple seasons in New Orleans and 2020 for AD, I think we're really, really good seasons for AD. I think 23-24 for Joel, I think was a great offensive season. I mean, you could pick one for Giannis. Like you could pick any season you want for Giannis. Like Giannis.
I'm up out of here, fellas.
All right, man. They're going to talk to you, brother.
Giannis is so you choose. And I guess Wemby only has 1 year that we're talking about right now. And I'm in mind you, I'm not saying that these guys are better offensive players, except for Giannis. I am saying that about Giannis. And to 23-24 Joel, I am saying that. But I just don't. I don't think that you guys are giving the same way you guys don't think I'm giving Joker enough credit on defense. I think you guys are severely underrating these guys on the offensive end of the floor. I also want to say real quick that the only gap in Wemby does show signs of it though, but Wemby's defense is just so crazy. I'm willing to consider that one, but Wemby's defense is so insane, you know.
I think the fact that Joker doesn't do what a big man is supposed to do at the rim, I think that's turning you off to everything else. Like if he guarded at the rim,
on defense,
yeah. I feel like if he guarded at the rim and gave you decent production,
But we're
at the
talking
rim-
about peaks, chill.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah, but
about.
no, chill.
But then
He doesn't do anything on defense, chill.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because I don't know if that's true. And this is what I'm saying. I'm talking about peak Joker, like the best version of him.
You're talking about what he doesn't do, chill. Can you tell me what he does do, please?
Okay, so number one, I think that he's an awesome defensive rebounder. That's number one. Number two, I think his hands in the paint are the busiest of some of the best big men. I think he stays with his hands busy and he knocks the ball loose and causes turnovers as a big. Now, that might not be your rendition of a big man being a legit defender. Why? Because as a big, your job is to guard the rim. And if you can't guard the rim, all that other shit goes right over your head.
So Jokic didn't do that at his peak, though, Chill. That's what he's arguing.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like Joker in 24. Joker in 24. This is peak Joker. This is who I'm thinking. Peak Joker in 24. I think that he was a C defender. At best, I think he was a C defender. And I think that he did the best that he could do. And I've said this to you in the past. I think he did the best that he could do in guarding pick and roll. I think he did the best that he could do in rebounding. I think he did the best that he could do in guarding the paint. He doesn't block shots. And it wasn't like he wasn't trying, because he 100% was trying to guard. He's just not good at guarding the rim.
But he was good, though, in his peak, though.
But but in 24, I feel like he did in
23.
The other. I'm thinking 24.
Well, no, he thinks 24. Man.
I think 24. I don't think 23. I think it's 24.
It's terrible.
I think
It was terrible.
I think
It was
he's
terrible.
Elite that year. Yeah.
Chill. My thing is, see what you just did, and like it's just disrespecting the game. It's just disrespecting. Like we have to dumb it. We have to shout out Aaron Gordon. We have to dumb down. Shout out for sure. We have to dumb down. We have to dumb down basketball. We have to dumb down defense just to give him a little credit. Like, okay, he doesn't. No, he's 7 feet tall. He doesn't protect the rim at all, but he does have some busy hands.
Yeah, being a bad defender doesn't mean you're bad at everything on defense.
Right.
You know, like he doesn't do anything.
And that's just not true, Ox. That's not true, because he does some things on defense. And I think I think what's swaying you is that the most important thing that he doesn't do, right?
What's swaying me is he's just terrible on the defensive end.
What I equated to Swiper is that chick. She dressed so fresh, shoes is dope, makeup is dope. She stink like shit though. Like
that's ridiculous. Like you can't. But you can't overlook that.
I'm getting rid of everything else. I'm getting rid of everything else.
I don't feel that way about Jokic. Okay, I don't feel that way about Jokic, because first of all, that's not something you have to like look for. Like we can't overlook that. If you smell bad, like that's just,
and we can't overlook you not being a rim protector
Jokic,
as a five.
we're not taking Jokic off the floor, because Jokic is still elite. Jokic is still a great basketball player.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He's not coming off the floor unless it's like a situational end of the game thing, and maybe we want to go a little smaller, put Aaron Gordon at the 5. You know, situational things like that is the only time I would be okay with taking Jokic off the floor. If I'm coaching the Denver Nuggets, I want to be very clear. Jokic, you're playing until you can't play anymore. Like I want to be very clear about that. I think Jokic is a great basketball player, even though he can't guard his shadow. You know what I mean? Because he's elite at a whole bunch of other stuff. So he's not a smelly broad, because we can't look past that. You know what I mean? Maybe he's a chick that has a kid that's a little bad, but it's okay. You send him to his daddy house. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm only coming over when he at his daddy house. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, something like that. Or I'll come after 9 when he's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something like that. Oh, real talk. When'd you get here?
What's up? Yeah, keep that same energy down. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, Chill, he not coming off the floor.
What's up, Chill? What's up, man? What's up, Mars?
What's up, brother? How you running, my man? What's up,
Ox? What's up, Swipe? You had a lot to say when I was in the chat.
Trying to get everyone's order. God damn.
You had a lot to say when I was in the chat. Now I'm up here. Now you ain't got nothing to say. Now you say
you was talking that good shit a minute ago. You was talking that good shit a minute ago.
Talking that good shit. Then when the nigga pull up, you know.
You tired now? Now you taking it.
This is gonna get 25,000 views on the clip. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, he's tired.
Go to answer your question, Mars.
What are you talking about?
So I think it's Jokic, Giannis.
Yeah, real talk. Just do your order. What's your order for all these players?
Chill was
including
just
AD.
doing it.
Chill is talking. You rude MFer.
Disrespectful.
No respect.
Go ahead,
no
Chill.
respect. No respect.
So what? If I'm staying consistent with my logic, and we're going off the one season, I'm going Jokic 1, I'm taking 24 Jokic. I'll take 2019, 2020 Giannis. I'll take 17, 18 Anthony Davis, and I'll take this year's Wemby.
AD was so nasty.
Embiid.
But y'all.
Embiid
y'all
gets a
sleeping on
DNF.
AD.
He didn't play enough. Embiid gets a incomplete.
Swiper,
Yeah,
pick your
incomplete.
head up, bro. I thought you used the box. Swiper, didn't you use the box when you was
No, I
younger?
do box still. Yeah.
Still, yeah, man. Get your hands up, man.
No, this
Fight.
isn't boxing though. Boxing.
He's scared to come outside.
Yo,
Well,
Swiper,
anyway,
I love boxing.
Pen, your order.
Jokic,
Swiper, you ain't got no
Wemby,
hands
Giannis, Embiid. Wait,
Jokic,
whoa,
Wemby,
hold
what?
on. Jokic, Wemby, Giannis, AD, Embiid.
Okay.
And you know what, though, Swiper? I bet you got a mean overhand right, bro. I'd be so fucking mad.
No, my jabs are what really solves the problem.
How you got a mean jab with them short ass arms?
I got a 6'6"
Hey,
wingspan.
man.
They're not short.
Bruce Lee was 5'4" and 150 pounds. He'll break your ribs
No,
with
but
that shot.
I have a 6'6" wingspan. I don't have a short wingspan at all. Ox is just 6'8".
That-
I don't.
I'll tell you.
It just needs to be quick. It doesn't need to be. It just needs to be a
Right,
quick
right.
pop. That's it. It's a
I
quick
know
pop.
So
you
you,
just compare
so you
this
don't
nigga
throw that
to
overhand
Bruce
right, Swiper? I'm telling what?
Overhand? Not
I've
really.
seen
I do
Lennox
like
Lewis
uppercuts.
drop plenty of guys with his jab. I've seen Lennox Lewis drop plenty of guys just with
But
his
for
jab.
you, because you're high, it would be a body shot for sure, like a spleen, 100%. Yeah, that's how you end those. Yeah.
Real talk.
What?
Your top 5.
On my order?
We're
This
doing
is
single
single
season
year,
feeds.
right?
Yeah,
Single
single
season. 2020 AD. Let me see. 21 Giannis. 24 Embiid. Jokic, Wemby. Probably
I think
20.
it's-
Probably 24 Jokic, to be honest with you, over 23. And then
Why 24 over 25?
no, 25. That's the one I'm thinking about. 25.
Okay.
Pretty
And then
similar
this year,
to mine,
Wemby.
yeah.
Or do I think Wemby's better than Jokic? I don't know.
Just go all the way. Just go all
Well,
the
no,
way.
it's not even the all the way thing. It's just I don't know. I genuinely
Well, I mean, can
I
we
don't
have
think
real talk? Is it a conversation?
Each other personally. I don't.
I agree. We're talking about all like
Yeah, I'm with
5
AD. I
all-time
think
great
AD is
peaks.
better.
However, real talk, is it close between 80? Wait, you had 80 number 1. No, you had 80 number
Yeah,
1, right?
number one.
Mhm.
What's the gap between 80 and Wemby?
not much at all.
Now, remember too, real talk. We're having a legit conversation in 2020 about who the best 4-man in the game is between Giannis and AD. That's going on.
Absolutely. I don't have a problem talking about players. And this is where I separate myself from biased people like Swiper. I don't have a problem being respectful to other all-time greats, even when I'm comparing them to my all-time favorite players. Look at how I talk about Look at how I talk about Dwayne Wade in comparison to Kobe. Even Tracy McGrady in 03 compared to Kobe. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. If somebody looks me in my face and says T-Mac is better than Kobe in 03, I would disagree, but I at least say, hey, it's definitely a conversation. Hey, if you think this is a talk, I respect it. But every time my problem with the Jokic people is that every time we have a conversation about this nigga, they try to act like he is so above reproach. They try to act like when we bring up other players, it's like, oh,
why is my name being brought up when I didn't do that?
How dare you think this player is comparable to Jokic? It's like, damn.
I advocated for Giannis today more than anybody else.
I'm not even.
You brought my name up.
What you
brought up my name. Hey, you brought up my name. You brought up my name
because how you were looking.
You brought up my name. I was arguing about Giannis. So why did my name get brought up? I was arguing about Giannis. Why did my name get brought up?
When we first started the conversation, and they
Here we go. Another swipe.
They asked. It's not a segment. It's
It
not a
clearly
segment.
is. You came up here to address this. You came up
It's
here
not
to
a
address
segment.
this and address me. Go ahead.
If it is a segment, then sit back and let me create great content.
No,
Shut up.
You're great at creating content around Jokic.
I think the content would be slightly greater.
Your mic,
You want me to create the content?
Turn down your mic so you can adjust your volume.
Turn down the mic a little
levels.
bit.
Turn down the
Yeah,
mic. Yeah.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
I wasn't even seeing pen. I wasn't even trying to come up here yelling. My mic wasn't even
There we
set
go.
up
There
for
we
that.
go. There we go.
So look, this is what I'm saying. I forgot what I was saying. No, I do. I remember. I'm back. So when Ox was comparing, they asked Ox, "Hey, why do you think Giannis is better than Jokic?" Did y'all see Swiper the whole time? Oh my god!
No, it's not because of that. It's because the Jokic conversation in general
I
was
can't even
dragging on too
believe we're
long.
having a conversation.
Again,
that
he's
Giannis
focused on
is
me
better
in the
than
chat.
Jokic.
So if
That's
you get off
it,
my
bro.
belt,
We be seeing
if you get off my
It's
belt,
Swiper.
you can
I don't know if
understand.
you
I
know
wanted to
this,
talk
Swipe.
about Giannis.
Your mic is
I
on
was
and your
perfectly
camera is on.
found.
We see
I was
you.
perfectly fine
We
talking
see
about
you.
Giannis. I didn't even
see
say
you.
anything.
The camera's
I was
on.
ignoring my
The
business.
camera's
I was
on.
literally talking about
Talking
Giannis. I got cut off to have a Jokic segment, which I didn't participate in. And then I was talking about Giannis. Matter of fact, the Jokic segment ended. I then went back to Giannis, and then it went back to Jokic. So I want to make sure the timeline was correct. I started talking about Giannis in 22. They
Is
brought
that
up Jokic.
plausible deniability?
I didn't know it's not plausible
Yes.
deniability. What I'm not going to, you know what I realized? What I realized is there's so much aura and motion up here that I have apparently that you all are always trying to get in my brain. That's what it is. I didn't want to talk about it. You know why? Because I saw the topic come up. I said, you know what? Pen's going to glaze Jokic without me being participating. I don't need to say anything. Matter of fact, real talk, if you remember, I corrected Penn because Penn said, oh, Jokic isn't a bad defender. I said, no, he's had plenty of bad defensive seasons. He's had good defensive seasons. That's exactly what happened. And then the other side of this is, I think Giannis,
Victory
talk about
lapping
what he
over
was in
being
22.
wrong is
That's what he is.
generational craze.
That's
Okay.
not victory lapping on anything, actually. It's just talking about what happened
Listen, Swiper,
in the context
you
of
have
his
this-
career. I think some of this is real simple. I think there's a way that we have this conversation. Ox started just going off saying he's a bad defender. He never plays defense. He doesn't guard his shadow. I mean, do you want me to lie, real talk, and say that's true?
You have.
Well, no, I'm asking real talk.
I'm
Real
not
talk.
even.
Do you want me to lie?
I mean, we
when he
all
does
got
say
mics
that,
up
do you want
here.
me
You
not
don't
to
get
say
to
anything?
dominate the conversation.
Do you want me to
You've
not
done
say
this 3
anything?
times.
No,
I don't know
hold
if you
on.
think
No,
you're
that's cool.
hosting or
I'm not
some shit.
dominating the conversation. I'm asking
No,
real
no,
talk.
hang on.
Real talk. When Ox says that, do you want me
I am
to
saying
not
something to
acknowledge
you,
it?
Swiper, and every single time I've tried to
No,
say
real talk. I'm
something,
asking. Do you want me to not acknowledge it?
Jesus
It's a real
Christ,
question.
my guy.
It's a real question. No, Real Talk said my name, so I'm addressing him. I'm not talking to
Yeah,
you.
you say
Talk,
people's names
would
all
you-
the time. It's respectful to
No, it's
to
not
address
about
people by his name,
respect.
unless people bring up
They
your name, and
literally-
then it's not
They
respectful.
literally brought my name up multiple times.
And
just
you
now.
are having a hissy
I'm
fit in the
talking-
corner
I'm
off the
talking
mic and
to
saying,
Real
I'm
Talk.
not saying anything. See,
I'm
your mic,
talking to Real- I
your
just wanna answer
your
the
camera
question.
froze you because it's tired of you lying. Look,
I just want an answer
have
to the
this
question.
gimmick, Swiper. And I'm not even trying to come at you.
Here
I'm
we
trying to tell you
go. Oh
something
my
real.
gosh,
Okay,
this gimmick.
Swiper. My
Oh.
God, there you go.
Oh,
There. Yeah, just mute yourself. You have this gimmick where you sit in a
Oh
corner,
my
you not,
gosh,
yeah,
this
there
is
you go. This
so
emotional
draining.
meltdown bullshit that you do, and then
What
you'll be
gimmick?
like, "Well, I was quiet for an hour, bro." You
He's trying to
sulking in
explain
a sulking in a corner is not you being quiet. This what you're doing right now is condescending as hell. Is telling me that what I'm saying is not even important.
Pen, because
So-
yes, it is. It's constantly. This is a constant thing. Yeah,
It's not
I don't
constant,
need to be
dude.
in this. Cool, just move on. You know what, Swiper?
The I don't need to be here energy is condescending as
Just
fuck.
move. Just move.
It is.
It's
Just bias.
condescending.
It's bias.
Oh,
It is.
this can get off
It
on
is.
PC,
It is.
bro.
It
I was
is.
punching air
It is
listening
cool.
to that
It's
segment.
cool. It's
Whoa.
condescending.
Whoa.
Go back to Real Talk. Go back to Real
Hold
Talk.
on.
Go back to Real Talk. It's condescending. Absolutely.
No.
W
I didn't
agree.
say real talk was condescending.
No, I'm saying go to Real Talk. I'm being condescending. Whatever words you want to use, I agree.
Bro,
Now,
I mean,
go
like
to
you
Real
have,
Talk.
you have given me some real talk over the past couple of years, which has forced me to look inside and reflect on my behavior. You'd be like, "Oh, Pen, you coming at people a little rude." Okay, cool. I'll reflect like an adult. Okay, so I'm asking you to reflect like an adult, and I'm trying to tell you that when you huff and puff in a corner, fold your arms and cry, and then come up and say, "I didn't say anything for 30 minutes." I'm sorry, your silence is very loud, bro. And if you want your silence to not be so loud, turn off your camera and step off stage.
He right.
Like,
you can sit there and act
Body
like you
body
don't right.
language
He
is
right.
serious. It's
Your
a real
body
thing.
language is
Like how
speaking.
often am I
Just 'cause-
locked in?
just 'cause you're not
But if you
speaking
start
verbally,
talking every
your
single time,
body is saying something. Isn't that right, Mars?
look, if every single time you start talking, I start looking at my phone, what am I doing? I'm being
Real talk,
disrespectful.
you said
Bro,
his
we've had
body's
meetings
calling?
about this.
No, that's not what he said. No,
Yeah, you guys are disrespectful up here. No, that's not.
Yeah, like I mean, look, man, like we are here for 3 hours. The least we could do is entertain the possibility that we have a reason to be up here and that we have a point. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, you may not disagree with me, you may not agree with me on Jokic's stuff, you know, like the Jokic defense stuff, but I'm seeing something in this that I think is, you know, valid, and I don't think other people are seeing it. So I'm gonna say it, and if people are gonna sit there and say I'm wrong, I'm crazy, that's cool, but you don't get to just sit there in a corner, fold your arms, and act like you're too good for a conversation, and then come up and be like, "Oh well, I didn't even say anything. Why are you addressing me?" Sorry. Okay.
I don't know why someone would do that. Facts.
Now, what was the question that you were about to ask me, Swipe?
You muted himself.
I don't. My bad, bro. I forgot the question. I don't even remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, you asked, did you want me to lie about something? Or did you want you to lie about something? About like something about
no, yeah. If he said he's never done something and he has, like, would you prefer I stay silent in those moments? What's the question?
I think you should speak your mind. If you have something to say, you should say it. This is what I want to ask you though. You keep debating this, and Ben, this is where I definitely we're going to disagree on this. Jokic has never been a good defensive player. Ever. He's never been a good defensive player. My definition of good is a clear, positive defender. He has never been that. Now, I will give you that he has had times where he's not hurting his team defensively. I would definitely concede that point. He's been a net neutral defensively. I will concede that point. But at no time has he been a good defensive player. To me, that has never happened.
Is it rim protector? Because if you said rim protector or a shot blocker, I'll agree with you. At no point has he been a good rim protector or shot blocker.
Can you handle it, Mars? Can you handle it, Mars?
I don't get how this is a point of contention. Like, that's what throws me off. I don't understand. Like, Jokic does so many things well.
He does.
Delusion. That's like, what it is. Delusion.
So good offensively. I don't know why it can't just be conceded that he's not a good defender. Like, I don't understand why we can't just concede that point. Say, okay, yeah, he's never been a good defender.
Is Jay Will a good defender, Mars?
Who?
Jay Will, Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams,
yes.
light skin Duke Dennis?
Yeah.
He's all right.
I think he's a pretty good defender, actually.
Yeah.
Underrated.
He's probably better than Jokic. Yeah, he's probably better than Jokic.
Possibly. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of ways to add defensive value to your team. And I see players do it in different ways. I think when I talk about clearly negative defenders, I think about players who tank team value. And defense is very much a team thing. So
shout out Aaron
yes,
Gordon, man.
I ideally want my power forward and center to block shots. I ideally want my 2 and 3 guards to be very, very pesky in the passing lanes. I ideally want my point guard to be locking up like Davion Mitchell at the point of attack. But some point guards can't do that. They don't do that. But maybe the point guard in question is, I don't know, Jalen Suggs. I mean, he does provide the point of attack stuff, but he provides extra value as a rim protector. That's an atypical skill for a guard. I think Jokic provides a lot of atypical defensive value in the passing lanes, swiping down on contests, things like that. He has a lot of the traditional qualities that a Marc Gasol had without the shot blocking. He's a dominant rebounder, cleans up the defensive glass. He usually catches his assignment. Usually, I'm not saying there aren't egregious highlights of him just completely coasting on a play. There are, but those highlights exist for a lot of players. So I'm just saying, if you're going to say he's never been an overly positive shot blocker, rim protector, he's never overly impacted defensive, offensive efficiency at the rim, I'll agree with all that. But defense is definitely more than that. It's communicating in transition. It's matching up cross match. It's providing a little bit of resistance on a rotation. It's closing out the corners. It's a lot of things, and it's also amplifying the impact of your team. If I'm able to box out 2 guys, like I'm giving my shot blocker room to be a shot blocker.
There are things that inherently are more valuable due to your position and your positioning on the court. The reason why, Chill, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you think John Stockton is better than Russell Westbrook, correct?
I do think that. Yes, sir.
Okay, Russell Westbrook is a better rebounder. He's a better volume scorer, this, that, and the third. But the reason why you have John Stockton over Russell Westbrook is because you believe that he point guards better. Why? Because he's a better decision maker with the basketball. He's a better jump shooter. Those things are inherently more valuable for the point guard position. So if Jokic is missing something that is so inherently valuable for the center position, he's going to have to be one of the best passing lane defenders of all time to try to make up for that gap. He's going to have to be the best. Now, he might be the best kickball violator I've ever seen. That may be
value.
He definitely does.
That is value.
But like the rim protecting is so inherently valuable at that position to where, it's just he's never going to grade out as a good defensive player.
Do you value scoring and point guards? Real talk. Is it a high bar?
Yes.
Like, do you value jump shooting?
He
from a point
does
guard?
a lot. Yeah, he does.
But
not as much as others.
Okay,
others.
I know you're notoriously lower on Magic Johnson, but are you also notoriously low on Jason Kidd? Because I think Jason Kidd's one of the best point guards of all time. And
I like
he was a low volume scorer. He wasn't the greatest shooter early in his career, but he impacted the game as a rebounder, transition player. His defensive IQ was insane. His team defense was insane. Steal rates, all that stuff. He was constantly impacting that. And I look at your favorite player, Kobe Bryant. Do you know something interesting about Kobe Bryant, which I'm sure you do know? He is the all-time leader of rebounds for a shooting guard. That provides value. 100% provides value. That's closing a defensive possession. You have a guard who can get in there and start the break. I think it's inherently very valuable for your guards, or at least somebody who can start a break to be the one to get a rebound is valuable.
What's that got to do with Jokic not being able to guard anybody?
Because Jokic's defensive rebounds and steals turn the possession battle into a nightmare for the other team.
The defensive rebounding is valuable. I'm not going to sit here and act like that is not.
Like Fred VanVleet used to get like all these steals that counted as blocks.
Rebounding is not defense.
I would actually argue steals are more important than blocks. I would argue steals are more valuable than blocks.
Because you actually keep possession.
Because you keep possession, and here's the thing: the two most so this is let me make it clear.
It might be more important than blocks, but it's not more important than rim protection.
Okay, I
it's
get
not
you.
more important than challenging shots at the rim.
I understand, and I think Hassan Whiteside is an excellent rim protector, and I still think Jokic probably provides more all-time defensive value than Hassan Whiteside and Miles Turner, guys like this.
Bruh, all right, okay, we got to get the super chats.
Let me put it this way,
because I can't stay too long.
Okay,
chill. You
Did
got
I
super
not
chats?
catch what he just said? What did he say?
You got Ox. No, I got to bounce to Ox, so we got to get this
Jokic is a better
going.
defender.
We definitely got to get this
all
going.
time provide total some defensive value over his career, yes, because he's had a longer career. I just want to say the two worst positions.
Okay.
Yeah, the two worst positions for a defense to be in are where 1 second off a live ball turnover. Okay. And
behind the ball.
Yeah, and in that 1 second where the offense gets ahead of the defense and then concedes probably 1.3 points per possession.
Yep.
And the other one is right off the 1 second after an offensive rebound.
Behind the ball.
Nikola Jokic on offense prevents turnovers. He is a turnover suppressor. On defense, he causes turnovers. He is constantly, it's almost like a math skip ball equation or a money ball equation where he constantly puts his teams in positions to win a possession battle. The defensive rebounding ends the possession for the other team. If he doesn't end that possession with his defensive rebounding, it creates another offensive possession for the other team. When you consider the offensive efficiency off the offensive rebound, Jokic simply being a great defensive rebounder prevents that situation from occurring. The same thing happens with his deflections and his kickballs. What you want to do is get every single team closer and closer to the shot clock violation by constantly disrupting offense with deflections, by being a threat to get steals and deflections in the passing lane. He makes the entry pass very difficult. He makes the catch very difficult. And I'm saying, like, yeah, if he gets beat, oh boy, he ain't recovering. I know that. That's the weakness. But if he could do that, he would be the greatest player of all time. So,
no doubt.
To say this to Giannis, Giannis said, I don't shoot jump shots. God, I can't have everything. Well, Jokic doesn't block shots. He can't have everything, but he does a lot of other
Jokic, not only does he not block shots, he doesn't protect the rim at all.
No, he does not.
Embiid did all of these things, by the way.
At all. It's not about. It's not about blocking.
By
the way,
it's not about blocking the shot.
Anthony Davis wasn't allowed to play his natural position. Those are the things that got taken from them. So you know.
Let's run through these super chats quick, y'all.
Let's do it.
Start with Jason Grills. Giannis is arguably better at bending defense than Jokic and Joel, despite both being great defenders. Joel was the league's best scorer and defender, while Jokic doesn't break down playoff defenses as much as people think.
I don't think Joel was the best defender in the league when he was the best scorer, because I think Rudy was a better defender. Rookie Wemby by the end of the year probably was a better defender as well. But I would have Embiid third that year, personally, based on the level he was at. At worst,
Joel Embiid was an elite defender at one point. He wasn't a good defender. He was elite.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That was in that 18 season. Yeah, he was elite.
Yep. Yeah. Father Tom. Jokic was a servable defender. Can't lie. Pretty good positioning, so he blew up plays at times and got a lot of deflections and steals. And to close possessions is definitely part of defense.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he was serviceable. Yeah.
Pirate was saying in the chat that defensive rebounding is not defense because
Yes,
defense
it is.
occurs when the other team has the ball. I disagree. Defense there's no point in basketball where no team has possession. You could say a loose ball, but that's still the possession of the team that lost the ball. It's not, the possession is not converted until the other team secures the ball. So referees can say that, rule books can say, oh, no team had imminent possession. The only time that's ever true is off of a jump ball. Like, I'm sorry, like if I have a shot that goes up, it's my possession until you get it back. That's the way I see it. It's not
rebounding is special teams in football. Drink more water.
I'm now getting what you mean when you say that now. Actually,
that makes sense. Well, you talking to me, real talk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Drink more water. Since we're talking peaks, the consensus around Giannis' peak defensive season is 2020, but I believe it's 2017. That was before Giannis added weight, so he had the perimeter movement along with the rim protection. Do y'all agree?
No. In year 3, Giannis is what's that, year 3 or year 4? Okay, so he added weight. He still was ridiculously athletic in 2018, in 2020. He still ran fast and jumped high. He still was able to do all of that stuff. He's still because he was that much stronger, he was still able to do a great job in recovering. No, I don't agree with that at all. No.
He was also flanked by better teammates. That helps.
Oh, 100%. He had Drew Holiday, right? So
Chris Middleton wasn't a negative defender.
No,
Brook Lopez was an awesome defender. So, like,
and a rim protector. Yes, he was.
Yeah, there's a lot of help here. And then Giannis as a rover is a cheat code.
Yep.
Oh, so this Masinko is he's clearing up that one super chat he sent before, which I didn't see this. My bad, Masinko. He said, my bad, I didn't elaborate. Penn was talking about the Balding tax, and I was saying Jordan's lineup was cooked by 89.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Okay, so Wade peak is closer to Kobe than whoever shooting guards you might have at 4 and 5.
Oh, okay. So you meant to say 4 and 5 instead of 3 and 4.
No, okay. 89 Jordan still was clean. Like Jordan still had it was started around 90 when the balding really started.
Oh, like
how did you avoid that? Because like back in your day, Chill, all y'all
just got the good genes.
Hey, you go back, and they was bald at like 20, 22.
I realized that to answer your question,
I think it's in high school.
Yeah, I realized at a young age that like the men in my family, like I wasn't going to lose it. It was going to probably be snow by the time I was in my 50s.
Sure, got them good genes.
That's normal.
Good genes.
I saw that it was the opposite for me. I have an older brother, 7 years, 10 months my senior, right? And I saw that he was losing his hair around like he started losing his hair around like 22, 23-ish. And so ever since then, when I saw that, been on biotin ever since. And now I got that minoxidil too. Rub that on the head.
I knew my shit was fried and I just let it go.
Minoxidil, biotin, and you can supercharge that with rosemary oil and microneedling.
Shit helps.
Once more in the fray. Pim been walking shit down lately. Damn, I love Player's Choice. W real talk too.
Thank you very much. We love you too.
Yeah, everyone's been praising off-season Penn, so shout out to off-season Penn.
Yeah.
I did shoot like 0 for 10 today, but it's okay.
And here's another thing from Once More in the Fray. Big buffet. Big fucking buffet.
Yeah, I don't
Golden
agree.
Corral.
Oxtails, chicken, macaroni and cheese, some collard greens.
I'm telling you what.
Some yams.
If Spain wins today over France, which is happening in an hour, I'm going to a Chinese buffet, bro. We gonna eat nice today.
Spain.
I'm a man of the world.
Y'all don't got no Spanish food?
I'm not going to a Spanish buffet.
Oh, a buffet. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say.
Y'all be careful at them. What that would be deemed.
Yeah, chill out, bro. Chill out. just don't go to them cheap ass buffets with $6.99. Don't do that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying?
But
you got to do the math on it.
I just saw a news story on it, but
Yo, Mars, can I get a prediction?
But you got to do the math on it, right?
Gonna win,
if a buffet is charging you $7.99 and you can eat as much as you want, like, bro, you got to understand that food. It can't be like. Just do the math. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But Mars, you don't think it's just a bad matchup for France?
I think it's a bad matchup for Spain, but I'm hoping it's a bad matchup for France, so that we can win.
We,
yes. No, we as in VV. We as in Spain.
We.
Okay.
Brody McLean. If the Lakers land Kuminga, how was the team holding up in the league? By the way, Adu and Aruther have been balling.
They have been looking good in the summer league.
Yeah, of course, and Kim Carr. You know what? I'm starting to get a little higher on this little Laker unit as time goes by. You know what I'm saying? A little higher on this Laker unit as time.
Then they start
if
the
we land
season
Kuminga,
7-7, he gonna be mad as hell.
I feel like he's just taking
7-10.
bro.
We trade Luka. Get Luka out of here.
Is it worth a first round pick to get him though? Y'all don't have that many firsts, and I would just rather I'm gonna say this. I'll let Adu go, bro. I'll just let him go. I just let him go crazy. See if he can recreate some of the magic off of Luka.
I'm definitely not giving up a first.
They want a first. That's the problem.
Let's get back to it. Trey Stu 2 says, what years are considered Embiid's peak? Also, why some people act like Jokic peak just clears Giannis and Embiid, etc. These peaks are way closer than people think.
They are close.
I don't think any of them clear to the point where it's not even a discussion. But I'm definitely on the side where I'm comfortable that I have respectfully Anthony Davis lost. I'm comfortable in that decision. But
man, I think Giannis clears. That's the only one. I think Giannis is just clearly better.
Basketball,
the very fact that you could
lost value of adaptability, shape shifting, being good at several different things and not just mastering a few things. Anthony Davis in 2020, protect the rim, guard on the perimeter, every pick and roll coverage you want to run, beat you on inside, and we was hitting threes, and the midi was on dirt. So
Anthony Davis was so good, y'all. Anthony Davis was nasty. That's why I didn't know.
I just want you guys to go back really quickly, Ox. I just want you guys to go back and watch that 2018 Anthony Davis. They just ran into the Warriors. If they didn't run into the Warriors, I think that we're looking at a different. I think we're looking at a different team.
God forbid James Harden run into the Warriors. Mitch Richmond bad at him.
Sure, that was also
shout out Mitch Richmond, man. Y'all gotta watch that Mitch tape.
Add that to the bucket list of worst takes said this season, or what does this qualify as? Because we're in the off season. Does this count as?
This is the 26-27 season right now.
Okay.
Now that's gonna be tough to beat.
Man, I want to be clear. I did not say that. If anybody that just popped up here, I did not say that. Do I stand with Manny? I don't know, but I did not say that. Okay.
I think it's kind of sad that Anthony Davis is two of his best seasons where he was actually really healthy, played 75 games a year, came with the Pelicans, and they weren't that great a team, but he was.
With DeMarcus got hurt. That
That
was
that
that's
that
what
is
happened.
DeMarcus got hurt in
definitely a huge
18.
part.
But
Yeah, that's
He
what
averaged
happened.
28 chill in 20
17, 18, he went almost 30 and 10.
chill 2-year stretch. 2016 to 2018, Anthony Davis averaged 28 points.
Yeah.
Man, AD was
28
that
points per game.
guy. Well,
Stupid efficiency.
AD was nasty.
Anthony Davis was like, who would you build a franchise around?
That's who he was. Yes, he was your cornerstone.
Like Mars, I don't know why you're so low on AD.
I'm not.
I was
low
just
on him.
about to
I
ask
just
you.
I have him
I'm
last among what I
surprised.
deem to be some of the best players to ever exist. That doesn't mean I don't think he's great. I think Anthony Davis is amazing. I was up here making the case for Anthony Davis as like a top 6 power forward ever against people like you and Chill. Don't try and now put me in the bracket of you don't rate Anthony Davis highly. I rate Anthony Davis extremely highly. I think Anthony Davis is one of the best defensive players to ever exist. I rate Anthony Davis highly. I don't think single season. I don't think he's as good as the year I saw from Wemby this year. I'm just really high on Wemby. I don't think he's as good as Joel Embiid, Giannis, or Jokic. I don't think that's me disrespecting Anthony Davis. If you ask me to do Anthony Davis versus Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, and Kevin McHale, I'd probably have him number 1. Like, come on, man.
But AD was directly thriving in an area of Wemby's game that was lacking. Like,
He is ahead of
Wemby,
them offensively for sure.
The face up.
yeah, we got to the
mid-post
playoffs. The post game, the scoring and isolation, the self creation, like that 2020 AD
He's
was
better than
clearly
AD
better
for
than
sure.
Wemby at that.
Yeah,
While
man.
still being 2020 AD may not be to you Wemby defensively cool, but he was still the best defensive player in the world in 2020, in my opinion.
How worse he was.
May have
You know what the gap
we
is?
got to keep it moving though, y'all. We got to wrap these up.
Let's do
it. Chris Lyons. Ox, you see my GOAT Soph dropped 20 on the Aces, the real best player on the Fever. Okay, no, I didn't see that. I haven't been able to watch too much. I've been really in the gym, y'all. Really in the gym. Whoo! Yo, I had this 9th grader in the gym yesterday doing some workouts. Man, she gonna be nice. I'll talk about it later.
I'll keep it a bean with y'all. So
shout
we
out to
clear.
Sophie.
When I was in school, me and Sophie had a thing going on, and nobody knew about it. It was
Sophie
going on.
Cunningham.
Yeah. So when we was in school around that same age, yeah, me and her was definitely getting it on, and none of y'all knew about
Sure,
it.
you're not the same
I
age
get what
as
you're
Sophie
saying. No,
Cunningham.
he's not being real. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm
Shout out to
stupid, my
Sophie though. Hey, Sophie, I liked Sophie when she was with the Mercury before all this other nonsense, political shit, and people hating on her and all whatever. You know, so I don't want to get into that, but I've always liked Sophie as a player. And, you know,
Me too.
no problem. Shout out to the Aces, of course. Rhett Maddock. Hey, Pin, you read the Jurassic Park novel? It's even better than the movie. Chichton Slaps?
Crichton.
Michael
Crichton.
Crichton. Got you.
Yeah, I wanna give a bit of a shout out to Sam Neill. He passed away yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was really devastating. I ended up watching Jurassic Park just for nostalgia yesterday. Afterwards, just to remember. That dude was a great actor, man.
You know what? I've been putting my son on the Mummy movies. Those movies are dope.
They're actually pretty underrated. Yeah, Rachel Weisz,
hell yeah.
awesome. Brendan Fraser.
Gang rebound. So many teams missed on a rotation guard in Malik Thomas. Plenty of teams could have used him, especially the Kings, to pair with A-Cuff instead of AK.
Yeah. Alex Caravan. Yeah, I think teams are going to regret it, and he's going to make sure teams are going to regret it. He already said that. I love when second round picks they talk about this stuff because it's like they thought they were first round picks, obviously. And he said he's going to remember the name of every single player who went above him, and he's going to make sure that when people think about the 2026 draft, they're going to think of Malik Thomas. And I'm like, dude, that's some real Gilbert Arenas energy. That's some real Draymond Green energy. I like it. You know, that's cool.
Clips fan 1221. Seattle Ray Allen should be in these convos.
Wasn't even better than Milwaukee Ray Allen, but okay.
Devin McKenzie. Real shit, I needed hoops talk to get my mind off Connor knee exploding 3 seconds in his return.
That was crazy.
That shit sucked, man.
Yeah,
I was ready for that. I was ready for that fight.
Yeah.
I'll trip off Max Holloway though, but So I think Connor was gonna get beat up either way. But
I was at the sports bar trying to
That knee blowing up kind of saved him because you thought he was gonna get his ass whooped anyway. So
yeah, hey, Max got hands, boy. But I wanted to see.
I went up to the bar, ordered a drink. By the time I ordered a drink and got back, it was like the
fight was over. Yeah, fight was over.
You want to know something funny about Max Holloway? He's a Raptors fan.
Oh.
Shout out to Max, boy. LFC, Joker's offensive impact is that high, though. He doesn't even have to be a good defender.
He would still be in the league, but I don't think if he doesn't participate defensively, he doesn't have a ring.
To me, that's a far better
argument. He doesn't participate.
Okay, it's cool. We're not doing round 7 of this.
Nope.
My knee just blew out.
Do y'all think that Jokic is better than Magic Johnson? I'm just trying to.
As an offensive player?
Not right now.
Yeah, as an offensive player.
All around
man, you trying to get your Magic hate off? No, I cannot let
get
this
any
up.
Magic hate off.
As an all-around basketball player,
no, I don't.
Jokic doesn't belong in that conversation as an all-around basketball player.
No, I don't. Real talk. No, I don't. I do not.
Last super chat of the day from Spanish Jose: is AD a better defender than Kmart?
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that you had to ask this question shows me just how dumb you actually are.
Yes.
Well, shout out to Kmart.
Like Kevin Martin's awesome. Anthony Davis is.
No, you're talking about Kenyon Martin, not Kevin Martin.
Shit.
Kenyon
What?
Martin.
Of course.
Yeah,
I meant Kenyon Martin. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin was an awesome defender. He was the best defender on those Nets teams that went to the finals for sure. He does not hold a candle, in my opinion. And Swiper, he played for your team. It was not Anthony Davis.
Shout out to Kmart. That's the show, y'all. Shout out to Splash Sports. Shout out to y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with more hoop talk, man. Y'all make sure y'all watch some soccer today.
We not
later.
Yo, you're not reading the